All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Right? Satan came immediately and taketh away the word, man. Right? So, most I willing, everybody find this live right on time. Satan took down the second live. We 20 hours live, part 3 in the marathon class, running them back to back to back to back to back. Right? They might watch the 3 parts. They took a break, took a 40-minute break. They pick back up. It's been 24 hours straight, man. Through the spirit and poverty, how about Shemi? I was shot.
All right, I got something. Right, and throughout the hours, throughout the 20 hours, man, brothers done touched on slavery, putting us down. Edomites in slavery, the rest of the nations in slavery, the Day of Atonement, how to keep it when it is, you know what I'm saying, what to do, right? Counsel, how to beseech counsel, who to get counsel from, and not to get counsel from anybody. That's a weighty matter. You could get destroyed and die to death, man, seeking the wrong counsel. Fasting, how to fast, getting sackcloth, you understand? How to pray, fighting off Satan. And brothers have touched on, we done touched on that about 5 times throughout the lesson. Because you have to fight off the spiritual demon Satan with everything you do. That comes along with everything. In order to get slaves, you got to fight off the spiritual demon Satan. Day of Atonement, you got to fight off the spiritual demon Satan. Hey, with certain counsel, you have to have discernment to fight off the spiritual demon Satan. Went into the maps, the geography, you understand, going into the timelines, where certain coasts are, when the breakdown, the book of Genesis, the 11th chapter and the 12th chapter, going into year of the Chaldees, Mesopotamia, right, and various other places, went on name being clean. See, your name got to be clean in this thing, man. Can't be walking around with a blotted name saying you a man of the Lord, man. We touched on having a spotless name. The different empires went over, I believe we went over the Babylonian Empire, the Persian-Medo Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Roman Empire. An in-depth breakdown, and the Assyrian Empire with an in-depth breakdown with timelines, dates, you understand, different empires within that, when they came into power, and touched on everything, the ribs and the mouth, touched on the different kings at that time, the times that they reigned, the times they came out of power, the Roman Empire, the Roman Republic, Eastern Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire. Hey, we touched on all that. The Holy Roman Empire, a little bit of that. We touched on the fruits of the Spirit, how to be on fire, how to serve the Lord, how to have a meek and humble spirit and heart towards Yahushua. We touched on brotherly love. His brother can know all the breakdowns, but not have brotherly love, man. You understand? And brothers got to understand how serious that is, man. You got to be there for your brother and labor in this thing. We touched on the second wilderness. These all the topics we touched on. The second wilderness, the order in the second wilderness. You understand? Getting the decrees, setting up the government, right? Passing through the bond of the covenant. We touched over all of that in the second wilderness. Hunting down the heathens, receiving spiritual powers. And we touched on husbands, how to treat your wives, and wives, how to treat your husbands, man. That's a big, weighty matter in Israel, right? If you ever got a question, it's about that. You understand? 8 times out of 10, well, my husband did this, and my wife did this. What do I do? How do I court? What shall I do? Where shall I go? Right? And we touched on that, man. Went to 1 Corinthians, the 7th chapter, various other precepts, touched on how it was wicked husbands and then there were righteous husbands, man. Touched on wicked women and righteous women. And we touched on it all through the Spirit. Also touched on lust, right? And that's a big thing and a big demon in Israel, going through all of the different lusts, whether it be covetousness, gold, silver, you understand, the cares of this life, right? Or it be a sexual lust and devious lasciviousness, man. We touched on that also, how to rebuke it, how to stand the Spirit, how to be on fire, and how to call upon the name of the Lord. And hey, the brother just touched on the Hebrew words, man. So we went to the etymology, right? We went to the times and dates with the different empires. We went on the maps. We went into prophecy. We went into counsel, and we was in the law, man. So we touched on just about everything through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
Khan, and what we're going to do now, we're going to take a quick intermission to do a Q&A again. We did a Q&A earlier, starting off the live. And if there's any questions about anything biblically related, then ask the question, and most I willing, we'll go through it.
So, Lucky, we're gonna start with brothers in the class. If they got any questions to start off? If anybody got any questions, anything they want to tackle, brothers good.
Brothers fight the flesh.
Break down Romans 10 and 4.
Come, let's deal with it. Romans 10 and 4.
Go to Romans chapter 10 and verse number 4. And it reads, For Hamashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to every one that believeth.
Yeah. So let's go to Romans chapter 8 and 1. When it says the end of the law, you have to know what type of law it's talking about. In the scriptures, you'll read about the law of liberty, the law of life, of spirit of Yahushua, the law of sin and death, the law of Christ. You read about all these different laws, right? So we have to be able to dissect what law is talking about, right? And we're going to go to Romans 8 and 1.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
Yeah, so you can't condemn a brother to death if he believes in Yahushua when he falls short, right? If I'm sitting there and I have a weed smoking demon, you can't tell me, brother, you're going to die. Or if I commit adultery, let's kill him. Let's say, hold up, I believe in the Lord. That condemnation is a sentence of death, right? That's what it means. There's no condemnation to them who walk in Yahushua. Why? Because when you read earlier in Romans 7, brother, remember we read Romans 7? Paul said he can't escape sin. So should Paul be killed if in the spirit he want to serve the Most High, but in the flesh he go off? Should we just stone Paul because he can't get right? No, there's no. That's what Yahushua's purpose is, man. He's the end of the law, right? Now that you know that there's no penalty of death that comes with the law. That's what that means, right? Let's read that.
There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahushua, who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit.
Right.
For the law of the spirit of life in Hamashiach Yahushua hath made me free from the law of sin and death.
That's the law that it made you free from, right? Not the Torah, not the commandments where can you eat pork? Can you not eat pork? Can you eat shrimp? Do you have to keep the Sabbath day? That law is the law of sin and death. What's the law of sin and death? The penalty for breaking the law. So if you believe in Yahushua, he's the end of that law, because now you can't stone me for committing adultery. Now I can repent. All of the penalties of the law, it's ended in the blood of Yahushua. I got another precept. Oh.
No, that's Romans 6 and 23.
Yeah, you can do Romans 6. I want to go to Galatians, right? Let's go to Galatians. I got two precepts real quick. Let's go to Galatians. Let me see. Let's see. I want to go to Galatians, the 3rd chapter, and I want 10. I want 3 and 10.
Galatians chapter 3 and verse number 10. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse.
Yeah, so if you say, okay, I'm justified by the law, you under the curse. The curse is what? The penalty for breaking the law, right? If you want to submit yourself strictly to the law, guess what you got to deal with? You have to not only deal with keeping the law, now you also have signed yourself up for getting stoned if you commit adultery, getting stoned if you break the Sabbath day. That's what you signed up for. Since the man that doeth them shall live in them, huh? Right, go on.
It reads, for it is written.
No, read.
Let's lock it. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, cursed is every one that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them.
Yeah, what does it say? For it is written. What does that mean? For it is written. In the Old Testament, let's get Deuteronomy 27 and 25. So now Paul is letting you know, hey, look, if you say you're going to be under the law, you're signing up for everything. You can't have step, I'm under the law, I just want to keep the commandments. I don't need Yahushua. No, you got to deal with the whole thing, man. Right? It's like you buy the law, but you also got to buy the penalty of death that come with it, man. So a whole purchase is a combo deal, man. Right? Let's bring that up.
Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 25. Cursed be he that taketh reward to slay an innocent person.
What happens if you slay an innocent person? What's that curse? Is it the curses in Deuteronomy 28? You get cursed in the city, or you get cursed in the field. What's that curse? If you slay an innocent man, you get put to death. That's the curse. You got to have the discernment to know when it's talking about the curses in Deuteronomy 28 or the curse of death or the penalty or the condemnation for breaking the law. All right, you can go on, King. This is the when it says it's the end of the law, it's speaking about the curse of the law.
And all the people shall say, Amen.
Right?
Cursed be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law to do them.
If you don't want to do none of the laws, you want to serve idols, dishonor your father and your mother, guess what? Break the Sabbath day, you're going to get put to death, man.
Right.
That's the curse that Yahweh shall redeem us from. Right? We're going to go back to Galatians and tell you that.
Right, and I got a precept on that too. Right, Galatians chapter 3 and verse.
I'm going to get one more after this in 2 Corinthians.
Galatians chapter 3 and verse number 11. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of Yahweh, for it is evident, for the just shall live by faith.
And we can't be justified by the law because we can't keep the law perfectly. Right? We are in a corruptible body. In our spirit, we serve the law, or in our mind, with the flesh, the law of sin. So you can't be justified in the law when you're in this corruptible body. You can be justified in your faith in Yahweh Shah and keeping the law when you have the laws in your inward parts. Brothers understand that? All right, let's read on.
Right, verse 12. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them.
That goes back to Leviticus 18. The law, if you do these laws, you got to live all the way in it. Walk wholeheartedly in it. Deal with not only the love of the law, but the penalty for breaking the law. Right? Go on. Here's the point.
Verse 13. Hamashiach hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written, cursed is every one that hangeth on a tree.
It's the same thing as Romans 10:4. Read that again.
Right? Galatians 3 and 13. Hamashiach hath redeemed us from the curse of the law.
What's the curse of the law?
Judgment.
The penalty of death for breaking the law. How did the Lord redeem us? What did he use? Cash? What did he use? His blood. So instead of your blood being shed for the curse of the law, his blood is shed for the curse of the law. Right? So when it's the end of the law, it's like in Romans chapter 10, guess what? Your blood can no longer be shed because Yahweh Shah has redeemed you from that curse. Let's go on.
Hamashiach hath redeemed us from the curse of the law.
Yeah, Christians, they'll use that to say to eat pork.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on. Right? Go on.
Being made a curse for us.
Yeah, he's the curse for you. Right? Read.
For it is written, cursed is every one that hangeth on a tree.
Shalom. Meaning Yahweh Shah was crucified in the law in Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter. If a man commit a sin, let's get that in Deuteronomy 23. Right? Deuteronomy, yeah, come on. If a man commit a sin worthy of death, not every time you got stoned. Don't think that's the only penalty for breaking the commandments. You get stoned. No, a man might not want to stone you, man. He might want to hang you, man. Right? And you might commit whoredom and get burnt with fire. Right? Let's bring that out real quick.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21, and verse number 22. And if a man have committed a sin worthy of death,
That could be adultery, breaking the Sabbath day, homosexual, whatever the case may be, right?
and he be put to death, and thou hang him on a tree.
So instead of you being hanged on a tree, Yahweh Shah got hung on the tree, which is what? The cross.
Right.
So Paul skillfully put that in there like that. Very skillful, man. So we should all be put to death and hung on a tree. Instead of us being crucified, Yahweh Shah said, get off the cross, I'll get crucified for you. Right? Go on.
Verse 23, his body shall not remain all night upon the tree, but thou shalt in any wise bury him that day. For he that is hanged is a curse of Yahweh.
That's why Joseph of Arimathea sought eagerly to take the body down and bury it before the Sabbath, before the sun went down. Right, go on.
That thy land be not defiled, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance.
One more precept. Second, do you understand that, King? All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 6. Right? When he's the end of the law, that is the penalty of death for breaking the law. You can't condemn me for committing adultery. You can get on me, but you can't stone me. You can't sit there and say, brother, we're going to get this tree. Like, hey, chill out, man. I believe in Yahweh. I don't know about all that, man. Like, you try to grab and get the hell off me. I believe in the Lord. They be like, okay, all right, you believe in the Lord. Me too. All right? So let's get that real quick.
All right, come on. It's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse number 6. who also hath made us able ministers of the New Testament, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter killeth, but the Spirit giveth life.
Yeah, the letter killeth is what? The penalty of death in the law. That kills you, man. But the Spirit, which is your faith in Yahushua, he gives you life because he is life. Right? Go on.
Verse 7. It says, but if the administrations of death, written and engraved in stones, was glorious.
It's like you have two ministrations, administration of life and administration of death. Right? During the time of Moses, up until Yahushua, that's the administration of death. In order to have administration, you need ministers. The teaching priests are the ministers. They taught the people the law, but they taught the people death, the penalty of death for breaking the law. They never taught the people if you commit adultery, you can repent and receive life. They never taught that. None of the teaching priests or the sons of Aaron traveled and taught the people life. Anytime they served our people, they taught them the penalty of death. All right, let me finish this, King, real quick. Go on.
Right? It says, but if the administration of death, written and engraven in stones, was glorious.
And it was glorious. Nobody's taken away from it. That's a beautiful thing, man. And you go off and you get penalty for breaking the law. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what?
So that the children of Israel cannot steadfastly behold the face of Moses for the glory of his countenance, which glory was to be done away.
Right, go on.
How shall not the administration of the Spirit be rather glorious?
So what's better, the administration of the Spirit or the administration of death? You getting put to death for adultery, or you receiving mercy and repentance? The Spirit, right? Christ is he's the end of the law, because now he has done away with the ministration of death, and now he has implemented the ministration of the Spirit. Right? You can read about the ministration of the Spirit being handed out to the woman in John 8 chapter. She received the ministration of the Spirit. When Yahushua told her, look, go and sin no more. He didn't say, what the hell y'all doing? Stone her on sight. No, he wasn't here for that. Let's go on.
Right? It says, verse 8, how shall not the administration of the Spirit be rather glorious? For if the administration of condemnation be glory.
That's why we read in Romans 8, there's no condemnation. Right? There's no sentence of death to somebody that believes. Right? Go on.
Much more doeth the administration of righteousness exceed in glory.
So to sum it up, let's go back to Romans chapter 10 and 4. I know you had a precept. Romans chapter 10 and 4. This is a fundamental when it comes to understanding Yahushua, the crucifixion, the ministration, and the law. These are stumbling blocks to Christians.
It's the book of Romans chapter 10 and verse 4.
Start out with to get the context.
Right? 10 and 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that they might be saved.
Right.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
Yeah, and keeping it in context, it's not talking about going to the Christian church. You hear us break that down, and brothers, well, Jake, you love the Most High, but you're going to church on Sunday. And you're seeking the Most High, but you're going to Islam. In context, having a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge, it's the fact that our people want to serve the Most High, but they're going about it the right way by denying the blood of Yahushua. They go so hard in keeping the law outwardly and condemning brothers in that zeal, but guess what? They're not doing it the right way, because you should be teaching the brother to repent, not instead of condemning that brother. Right? You're zealous in the wrong way. Go on.
Verse 3. For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness.
Yahweh's righteousness, we read it in Philippians 3 and 9. Early this morning. I was gonna say yesterday. What's the Lord's righteousness?
Commandments.
No. Read that part again, King, where you left off.
For they being ignorant of Yahweh's righteousness.
Right?
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
Their own righteousness is the spirit of condemnation, the administration of condemnation. That's their own righteousness. Because they'll say, look, I keep the law, and look, I'm going to keep the law, and I'm going to live in the whole thing. Right? And there's no need for Yahushua and his blood. Yahushua's righteousness is what? The grace, the faith that you have. That's Philippians 3 and 9. Right? You say what? The gift of God. Yeah, the gift of the Most High. So you have brothers that are ignorant, like an OT Israelite. He wants to establish his own righteousness. He wants to take a chicken and a cow he stole from the zoo and sacrifice it on some pebbles from his neighbor's garage and think he has a brazen altar and take the grill part out and say, that's my brazen altar. You know, you take the little grill part out and he lay it on the stubble. That's him trying to establish his own righteousness. Because he denies the blood of Yahushua. He's trying to establish his own thing. He's trying to get remission of sins by going about it the wrong way. Instead of going, and that's zeal, man. Somebody take their grill off and try to make an altar and they getting into it and they sweating, but it don't matter, man. Because that's not what the Most High wants. It's for naught, man, like the brother said. You can go on in Romans 10.
It says, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh.
They have yet to submit themselves and submit to the grace and mercy of Yahushua. And understand that, look, okay, you are going to go off. You may commit adultery. You might have been a homosexual. You may have broke the Sabbath day. You might have done some type of theft or some type of sin worthy of death. Submit yourself to the grace of Yahushua. Because he ended all of that. It's going to tell you that.
For Hamashiach is the end of the law.
He's the end of the law for righteousness
to everyone that believes.
Every Israelite that believe. If you're an Israelite and you believe in Yahushua, don't worry about getting stoned for committing adultery or being a homosexual. Don't worry about it. Because the Lord, he ended that. Because you believe in him through grace. Right? That's what he's telling the church in Rome. Go on.
For Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them.
Yeah, like I gave a quick analogy. It's as if you have a combo meal. You want to buy you keeping the law, but you don't want to deal with the fact that if you go off, you got to break the law. So if you buy, I want to buy the righteousness of the law, you got to buy the penalty of death that come with it, man. It's a combo meal. They go hand in hand. Because now if you buy your righteousness of the law, that means, again, if you break the Sabbath day, you also purchase death. Because death comes with it, right? So you just leave it all together. You just look, I don't buy that. Let me buy this grace and mercy in Yahushua, man. That's a lot better, man. I'll live a little with that purchase compared to now I have to live with the total consequences of me going off for justifying myself in the law. That makes sense, brother? Brother, that precept.
Right. 2 quick precepts. All right, so the book of Acts, chapter 13 and verse 38. Be it known unto you, therefore, men and brethren, that this man is preached unto you forgiveness of sins, man. Right, how much Yahweh, he's preached a forgiveness of sins, man. Right? Hey, not to condemn man, but to save a man's life.
Right.
Right? Verse number 39, it says, and by him all that believe, right? Like we just read, right, in Romans, the 10th chapter, man. Right? And you still had to believe in the Lord, man. Right? And still keep his commandments, man. And showing your faith by your works. Right? It reads, and by him all that believe are justified from all things from which he could not be justified by the law of Moses, right? Right. So now, if you break the Sabbath day, man, by believing in the Lord, man, you have that grace and mercy and not covering the opportunity to repent, man. Right. If you was eating unclean foods, man, crab and lobster, man. If you was them committing adultery, being a whoremonger, being a wicked, get tattoos, them dealing with familiar spirits, man. Eat food with blood in it, man. Having your children pass under the rod of fire, man. If you were doing all these things, man, in the world, and now you believe in the Mashiach, you are now justified, man. Right? And now at the opportunity to repent, right, and still come back and serve the Lord and have that grace and mercy, man. Right? This is the book of Colossians, right? Chapter 2. Right? Colossians chapter 2 and verse number 13. And you, being dead in your sins and the uncircumcision of your flesh, hath he quickened together with him, having forgiven you all trespasses, man. Verse 8, we were once dead in our sins, man. Hey, brothers should have been put to death, man. Hey, brothers, they honestly don't deserve, man, to be sitting there and doing a 24-hour live stream, man. Right. All the wickedness, all the iniquities that we've been doing in this world for years and years, man. Right? A blasphemy of the Most High, man. A breaking the Sabbath day, the Lord's chief, a holy day, man. Right? Not keeping the holy days, man. Not wearing fringe all the time. We shaved our beard, man. Or all the time we spent being damn niggas, man. Hey, the Lord, now he's reconciled all of us together, man, through his blood. Right? verse number 14, right? It says, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and to get out the way, nailing it to his cross, man. Right? So, like the brother said, man, right? Brothers should have been and put to death, right? Crucified, right? Stoned, right? But now, right? Those ordinances that were against us, man, right? Such as us supposed to be having the judgment, right? Being put to death, right? Stoned, right? Murdered, man. And now Yahweh all those sins and iniquities are now nailed to his cross, man. Right? And now, right, all of our sins, instead of our blood being shed, and now the blood of the Lord's being shed. Right? And those charges, right, that were once against us, right, they are now blotted out, right? Because now we believe in the Lord and understand, right, that we have the grace and mercy, right, to be able to repent.
That's right.
You got it.
I got one quick precept. It's the book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse 20. It says, moreover, the law entered, right? The law we're going into, right? The punishment for breaking the law. The law entered that the offense might abound, but where sin abounded, grace did much more abound. That as sin had reigned unto death, right? Because the wages for sin is death, right? Anytime you were to commit a sin, and you're supposed to be liable to be put to death. But Yahweh dying for you, his blood now covers you. It says that as sin had reigned unto death, even so might grace reign through righteousness unto eternal life by Yahweh Mashiach our Lord. Right? So that's what Romans 10 and 4 is going into. Right? Now we got that grace and mercy from the Lord. No longer are we worrying about the punishments of being put to death for committing a sin, when now we can repent. Now we got that grace to repent.
Right? So, any other questions in the classroom? No questions? We're doing a Q&A for a brief moment. If there's any questions, biblical questions, not what's the brother's favorite ice cream flavor, or brother, what was going on in the second grade. Anything about the scriptures, man. All right, let's see. From Beat Designers. My son's mom put him into football. He's 6. Separate homes now, currently divorced. I still need to take him to his games on Saturdays when I have. What do I do? God, you got it.
This is Proverbs chapter 22 and 6. Just to go to right here. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Right? You know what you got to do, brother. If you keep in the Sabbath, you can't force your son to break the Sabbath. Right? That'll be off, man. Not saying that you're wicked, but that would be a wicked action, brother. You got to train up your child the way that he should go. The things that you weren't taught as a child, it's now your duty as a father to teach him that, right? Because this is life or death, man. We at crunch time, man, right? It's 0.1 seconds left on the shot clock, right? So we got to train them up the way they got to go. If that means you got to listen to arguments and you got to get vexed because you're not taking them to that game, then what you should do is look for a football league that plays on Sundays. Right. Look for alternatives, but you got to make sure that your son is keeping the Sabbath day, no matter what.
Yeah, that's plain.
I got preset. Real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 11. Give him no liberty in his youth. So there's no time for liberty. Right? The Lord said, give your son no liberty in his youth. You're the father. You ain't worrying about, if you tell your son he's not playing football, he's going to be cool, whatever his father's going to do. Right? At that young age, he's going to do whatever his dad wants to do. Right? So if his dad's keeping the Sabbath, he's going to keep the Sabbath. Reading on. And wink not at his fathers. Right? That's folly to be playing. Look, football on Saturday. Now that I know better, I would never have done that when I was growing up. Right? So
I got precept. It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 2, and verse number 1. Now the days of David drew nigh, that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and shew thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So he told them plain upon tables to keep the commandments, not to do your own pleasures. So if you out there having fun, playing basketball, football and doing your own pleasures, you will be breaking the Shabbat. You understand? So you have to train up your child in the way he should go.
It's Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. Right? So you don't want to provoke him to wrath. He's going to be mad if you tell him he can't play football, but he's 6, man. Yeah, he don't know no better. It's going to go out his ear, one ear and out the other. He just want to be around his father. Right? And I saw you put that you don't have no power over that. Well, shoot, he's with you on Saturdays, so you don't have to take him, man. Right? You got the power to do what you want to do with your son. Right? You can take him or you cannot, and I recommend that you don't even consider taking him. Right? And like I said, find a league that plays football games on Sunday. Right? If you want your son to play, find a league that does the game Sunday mornings, so you're not breaking the Sabbath, and you teaching him the right way he can go.
Huh?
Brother, give some custody. If you don't have the power, that's what it's talking.
Don't
Get that custody so you can control what goes on.
don't neglect. If she has custody, try to do what you can do to get that joint. But if you only given a certain amount of time, and that certain amount of time, you got to nurture them and teach them in the admonition of the Lord.
The physical sharing, that's what helps brothers out. Not the joint, but physical sharing. Physical sharing, you have more control.
Okay.
It's both. It all depends on what state he's in. If he's in Maryland, he'll be able to have 50-50.
Look that up, brother. Physical share. Look it up. But no football on Saturday.
Right. From Adrian to Mary, I have a question. How can I teach my daughter when she gets here to be a righteous woman when I have certain learning disabilities? I know there's different kinds of righteous women, right? Well, I want to go to History Susanna. All right. Can you had a precept?
Yeah. I got a precept. Go ahead.
Go to it.
All right. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 11 and verse number 12. And it reads, again, there is another that is slow and need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty. So you have some people that got learning disabilities. They're a little slow. They may not have that much understanding. They may be slow to understanding, or may not be able to go throughout the scriptures to link certain things up. Huh? Don't mean the Lord not dealing with you just because you have learning disabilities. It's a lot of people that was lame in the Bible, you understand, that the Lord healed. It's a lot of lunatics that the Lord healed. It's a lot of people that was at a lower state, poor and poverty on a physical and spiritual level. The Lord lifted up out of the dust. It says, again, there is another that is slow and need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty, yet the eye of the Lord looketh upon him for good and set him up for his low estate. So all you got to do is pray and have faith and fast. You understand? You always can watch the videos, right? If you feel like you maybe not a good teacher, you understand, when you have your child, you sit down the child, watch the videos. You can write down lessons. You can write down the answers. You don't have to be an in-depth breakdown when you're breaking it down to your children. You don't have to be an in-depth breakdown. You go to the geography, you're linking this name up, you go into the etymology, and you got a damn staff in your hand. It don't got to be all like that, man. All you got to do, you understand, is pray, ask for mercy, and long as you're going over those commandments and she keeping them, and you have the faith in Yahweh Shah, all you got to do is pray for mercy.
God. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 11. These things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. Right? So you may not be able to formulate words to teach your daughter how to be a righteous, sister, but you can show her by your deeds, by your actions, right? The way that you carry yourself, in your faith, in your purity, in spirit, in charity, and in conversation, right? As is the mother, so is the daughter. So if the daughter sees her mother being righteous, doing the things that are commanded of a righteous woman to do, she's going to follow suit, right? She's not going to go totally left and do something off, man, right? Because every little sister wants to be like their mom, right? So you got to do it by deed, right? And it says, let no man despise the youth, right? Don't be mad at the younger people because they get a chance to do it because you didn't do it while you was young. Well, I can't stand my daughter because she learned this when she was young and I didn't. No, nurture her up in the way she should go. And rejoicing that the Lord is having mercy on you and your family, that you can raise her up the way that she's supposed to go.
This Judith 8:24. Now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren, because their hearts depend on us, and the sanctuary and the house and the altar rest upon us. Man. Moreover, let us give thanks unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, which trieth us, even as he did our fathers, man. So you want to take into consideration that the Most High is trying you to deal with that situation, and that's the furnace of affliction, to be able to have a disability and still be in the truth and still have to try to raise up your daughter. But it says our hearts depend on us. So like what the brother Amos was going into, you want to you're not going to be able to go really articulately and eloquently go deep into it. We don't even know the details of the learning disability. It could be dyslexia. It could be we don't know, right? But you can pray and fast. That's nothing but a spirit, and the Lord can take that spirit off of you, man. If you believe, if you have a little bit of faith and you believe in your fasting and praying, there's nothing too hard for the Lord. The Lord take that spirit away from you, and all you can do is be an example and have your daughter depend on you by you showing her what a righteous woman would do, and you just go through the law with them, right? But it all depends on the specifics of this learning disability, Was that something else?
Lord willing, that answer consistent.
Yeah. All right. Most I willing. Mariah Salakia, Magdala Nawan. I'm trying to help a sister who goes hard with the zodiac signs. Do you have any precepts explaining Job 38:32, Job 9:9, Revelation 22 that can help me debunk them? All right, let's do it. Those are constellation precepts. All right. Well, let me get this first in Jeremiah chapter 10.
That's just good. Sharp if she pulling that.
I got it on the internet. Right? This Jeremiah chapter 10 and 1. It reads, because you have all these precepts, but listen, with the constellations, but listen to what the Lord said. Jeremiah 10 and 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So even all of these precepts with the constellations, nowhere in Job 38, Job 9 did the Most High say he's to worship those things and idolize them. And I believe they call it anthropomorph, whatever it is, when you turn them into make them like animals and creatures and give them feelings, man. Like you turn the damn constellation to a crab and give it human traits. The Lord isn't dealing with that, man. Nowhere in the scriptures that the Most High take the stars and then personify them and turn them into creatures and man. Where is it at in the Bible? All right, Abraham, look at these stars. Your seed is going to get the stars of heaven. Now, move all the sand around and turn it into a creature and bow down to it. Right? That's off, man. Come on, you got brothers in the truth with that Sagittarius spirit, man. I only keep the Sabbath day with Cancers. I don't keep with you Leos, right? That's evil, man. So you want to get out of that worship in the host of heaven spirit. I got one more after. I know brothers have precepts. I got one more in Deuteronomy.
It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 44, right? And verse number 15. And it reads, then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto the gods, unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, and Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we would not hearken unto thee, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth to burn incense unto the Queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and we, Salakia, were of salt no evil. So they beseeching deities, you understand, the spiritual demon Satan, and going into the constellations, which are the Queen of heaven, man. burning incense unto him, doing drink offerings, because they think of they have seen no evil. Because during this time, you understand, you had the Israelites, they was running and fleeing into Egypt, fleeing from the Babylonian Empire, man. They didn't want to get taken down and put into captivity, so they was doing everything but getting down into what the Lord said in the first place. So don't seek anything that you think is going to help you. Hey, the Lord's judgment is his judgment, man. And the Lord said, plain upon table in the book of 1 Thessalonians 5:18, give thanks in everything, because this is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua concerning you. Paraphrasing. So you got to understand that already. So going into those constellations and all of the damn deities, that's going to hell off, man. You'll get put to death for doing that. You got it.
Go, just a quick one. This Sirach chapter 43 and verse 5. Great is the Lord that made it, and at his commandment it runneth hastily. He made the moon also to serve in her season for the declaration of times and a sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. Right, so the Lord set up all these things, the host of heaven, for a certain and particular thing. Right, you look at the moon, right, you know the phase that you're going into the month, right, you know what time of the month it is, right? All things are set up for a particular reason, not to be looked at and worship, right? Verse 8, the moon is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, becoming an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven, right? The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, an ornament giving light to the highest places of the Lord, and the commandment of the Holy One, they stand in their order and never faint in their watches. Right? The stars, they lights in the heaven. Right? They just beautiful lights in the heaven that the Lord created. They don't tell you what your day going to be like. Right? You ain't going to wake up and look at the stars and say, yep, you see my Jupiter is lining with my Saturn, my Capricorn, whatever they going into, I'm going to have a beautiful day. Right? That don't make sense, man. People just be making anything up, man. Right? All these things were set up so we can magnify the Lord. Right? At his beauty that he created. Right? Read Sirach 43 and see the works of the Lord. Right? How beautiful they are and how they stand in instead and they serve a certain purpose. Right? Not to be worshipped and to figure out what type of day you're going to have.
I got one after you. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 5 and verse 6. Right? Because we read in Jeremiah 10, we're not supposed to learn the way of the heathen. Right? These damn Egyptian so-called Egyptians and so-called Babylonians, they got down with astrology. We can't be getting down with astrology. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 5 and verse 6. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote one against another. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers, and the king spake. Right, so he brought in damn astrologers to try to break down different visions and whatnot. The Lord's not dealing with that, man. When did the Lord ever say go get down with astrology, right, and kind of study the zodiacs and all that? The Lord never told us to do that, man. You literally put in the damn creation over the Most High God. It's like you putting a creature over the creation of Most High God, right? You can't be getting down with that, man. Right, worshiping the damn moon, the stars. That's what Islam gets down with. Right, that's what all these different damn religions and whatnot, that's what they get down with, man. This is the last precept. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 25.
Bring it out.
Right, because when did the Lord ever say just because you're born in June, right, you a damn Cancer?
Right.
Or you born in December, so you a, what is it, a damn Capricorn? When did the Lord say you getting down with that, man?
Right.
Right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 25. It says, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Right. So now we're literally serving a creature more than the creator, the Most High God. Going to hell up.
So this Deuteronomy. See that? See that? Deuteronomy chapter 4:19. And lest thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. So it's divided unto all of the nations in their respective constellations to what? Give light, to rule over the night, not to worship, not to sit there and try to, that's a shooting star, make a wish upon it. I see that. See that's the damn big bear. That's the big bear and that's the little bear. That's the damn blow of the kiss. The Lord isn't dealing with that, man. You got brothers that get up early in the morning, sit there like this, turn on the damn thing to see what they Capricorn. I mean, what they damn zodiac gonna tell them, huh? Should I go to work today or should I not go to work today? Then the damn zodiac pop up and say no, right? And then you get fired from your job. You got it, brother.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13:1. It says, surely vain are all men by nature who are ignorant of God and could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is, either by considering the works that they acknowledge the work master, but deem either fire or wind, or the swift air, or the circle of the stars, or the belly of violent water, or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world.
There you go.
That's going into paganism.
That's right. All right, we kind of went into this. Can you break down Jacob wrestling with the angel?
So, Lucky, I saw that question. They was asking, can we eat thighs? Like chicken thighs, because we can't eat the what's it called?
The hollow, the sinu, yeah.
The sinu, yeah.
Yeah, you can eat chicken thighs. All right.
Jake shouldn't be talking about chicken thighs right now.
Yeah. Jake, I'm not going to damn Popeyes.
Can you break down Ezekiel 41 and 18? Let's deal with it. It reads, and it was made with cherubims and palm trees, so that a palm tree was between the cherub and a cherub every cherub had two faces. So it's dealing with the layout of the temple. Right, that's all it is. It's dealing with the layout.
I was about to say, when you jump to verse 20, it explains it for you.
It says from the ground into above the door were cherubims and palm trees made, and on the wall of the temple. So a cherubim on the wall, like an angel with the wings facing, and that's the layout of the temple you read about in the book of Ezekiel. Right. So you won't get too deep into it. Yeah, like you read about with the Ark of the Covenant. They have their wings facing this way, and then a face facing this way. Exodus 37. How do you see counsel in the wrong way? Let's go back to Sirach 37. Kind of did a whole breakdown.
A whole 2 hours.
Breakdown. Well, I'm gonna just read this then. Right? Might not know. Probably people. Sirach chapter 37. Really, when you read Sirach 37, 7 on down, right? You read about the different people who to receive counsel from, who not to receive counsel from, right? And I'll read every counselor. This is Sirach 37:7. Every counselor extolleth counsel, but there is some that extolleth counsel for himself, right? So a brother might tell you, "Hey, I don't talk to that woman." My brother might say, "Look, I think I'm talking to the sister." He say, "Nah, I ain't the one for you." Then next week he talking to her, saying she the one for me, right? So you gotta watch who you're getting counsel from, man, because a brother he thinking sister plants you, right? So really, when you read that chapter, it just gives you different accounts on how not to get yourself in a situation by talking to somebody who's really your adversary.
Yeah, or you know what I'm saying, a brother can ask a brother that's teaching, you know, how do I go about teaching and getting out there on the highways and byways? You know, can you give me some help? You know, some starter kits. What should I do? Then the brother can say, before you go out there, take out some life insurance.
Yeah.
Then after that, you gotta have a sword in your back.
Yep.
Right? You gotta carry in your backpack some sharp objects. And if anybody make a false move,
cut them.
You cut them.
See that? So you gotta get
cowards about war.
Yeah.
About war, man.
Yeah. All right. From JoJo to Mason. While praying, do you have to be dressed a certain way? If your house is 100 degrees via no AC, can you pray? Can you pray in ball shorts and no shirt?
Wow.
Do we have to go into this?
Yeah, we gotta deal.
I mean, we gotta
Deal with it. You got something?
It's the book of John, chapter 21, and verse number 7. Therefore, the disciple whom Yahushua loved saith unto Peter, it is the Lord. Now, when Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he girt his fisher's coat under him, for he was naked. So damn Peter, he had a damn fishing coat on, he butt naked under the fishing coat. He saw that it was the Lord. He got excited that it was his Lord, man. Right? It says what? He girded his fisher's coat, for he was naked, and did cast himself into the sea. So he besought the Lord. How do you beseech the Lord since he's not here on a physical level? You pray to him, right? You don't have to say, damn, I don't got no shirt on, right? It's no law that says you have to have a shirt on to be able to pray to the Lord, man. And we may be getting our asses beat in Jacob's trouble, then shirts ripped off of us, holes in them. We got one shoe on, one shoe off. We don't got no damn jeans on. Hey, I'm going to be praying, man. I'm going to be screaming. I'm going to be yelling. Hey, Lord willing, the Lord going to hear me, man. So, brother, that don't mean you just, well, you know, the W.F.I say, you know, you can kind of do what you got to do. I'll never get dressed again. That don't mean you never get dressed again, brother. Right? Hey, man, do what you got to do. But make sure, hey, brother, you praying to the Lord, man.
So, like the scriptures say, pray without ceasing, man. The Spirit will come on you anytime to pray. I'll be in the shower sometimes. I just throw up prayers, man. You know, so be circumspect, man.
Yeah, you don't want to be filthy. You don't be a fool either, man.
Moving around.
Yeah, he's sitting on the damn, man. Damn, just throwing up the Lord's Prayer, singing the Hebrew, man.
Vomiting.
Wash it. Washing our brother. Brother, you can say that, brothers. You can say that for another time.
In the middle of a white, in the middle of a stride.
It's off, man. So you want to use you want to use wisdom, man. And let me get that in Proverbs chapter 4 and 7. This Proverbs chapter 4 and 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding, man. Get understanding. All right, from HBK I know in the deliverance of this second Egypt, we will fight the spiritual Egyptians. But did we do it in the first Egypt since we left in military formation? So did we fight against the Egyptians when they came out against us? Let's go to it. All right, let's deal with it. Let's go to it.
All right, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 14 and verse number 14. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. That's plain, man.
All right. Were Samson and Samuel contemporaries? Samson and Samuel were not contemporaries. Samuel came a little bit after the time of Samson. Right? You read the book of Judges, read chapter 13, chapter 14, chapter 15, chapter 16, dealing with Samuel. Then you got time period of the other judges after that. Then you get to the book of 1 Samuel. Then that's when 1 Samuel is birthed by Hannah. Right? So lived on the same time. All right, and you got to get into the timelines. What's that big blue book Gabar had, right, with the Hebrew? The complete ancient Hebrew workbook, right?
That was the question.
Yeah, by Korah Taza'ala.
Yeah, that's the elder with HODC. I believe elder Barak. You can get this elder Karash. You can get this book from I know Priest Kahan and elder Mathatwa sold these as well from a House of David, right, and the Light of Zion, right. So I actually purchased this book from elder Mathatwa. Lord willing, I know the brothers of the elders, the Mahdi's Aquanian, that they moved to Ghana. So you may be able to contact them, right, and purchase a complete ancient Hebrew booklet, right. It has a plethora, right, of Hebrew, right, from English words being translated to Hebrew, right, to those who may know the Hebrew, right, and it has the Hebrew words translated to the English, right, as well as you have understanding how the connectors work, right. It has prayers, Hebrew exercises for you to do as well. Hebrew crossword puzzles for you to practice and learn. It has all the Hebrew numbers that shows the present tense, the past tense, right, and future tense of how to use Hebrew words as well. So it's a very mighty book, and I recommend all brothers and sisters who are serious about studying the Hebrew, the Agaria, right, to purchase.
It's like it's on Amazon for $52.12. That's a random price.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you can buy it off of Amazon.
It's probably shipping included because this was like 40.
That's only 70 of them.
All right, from Predestined J, what is the difference between the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit? You might want to deal with it.
No difference.
Yeah.
No ghosts.
Okay, all right. You got it. Okay.
Yeah, there's literally just no ghosts. So everything is no account saying there's a ghost that was in the spirit world. Listen, we gotta understand ghost just means spirit. So we say Holy Spirit instead of Holy Ghost. But that's simple.
Yeah, I want to get that in the Greek.
Huh.
Yeah. All right. I want to get that. Bear with me. I want to go to that Greek word in Matthew 12. All right, so that word is pneuma, which means the spirit, the vital principle by which the body is animated. So that's all it means, right? It literally means spirit. Right? There's no such thing as Caspers and ghouls and goblins and, All right, next question. Can brothers break down Matthew 12:42? Let's deal with it. Right. Matthew chapter 12:42. Say what?
I believe that's going to clean sheet.
Yep. You want to deal with it?
Yeah. I'm gonna deal with that.
No, I'm getting it.
All right. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 42. The queen of the south shall rise up and the judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, for she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, a greater than Solomon is here. All right, so let's go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 10. All right, it's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 10, and verse number 1. Right, and it reads, and when Queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions. Right, so this is just going into Queen Sheba, you understand, coming from afar to beseech Solomon for all his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. When it says a greater than Solomon is here, you understand, Yahushua, he was King Solomon, but now he's without spot, without blemish on the earth, and he's perfect. You understand, he's coming in Yahushua. You have also reincarnations throughout the Bible. You got Adam, you got Isaac, you got Zerubbabel, you got Solomon, you got all of these. You said what? Zerubbabel, right? You got all of these reincarnations. You understand? But Yahushua, when he came on the scene, let me get this. Book of 1 Peter. It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Yahushua also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. You understand? So out of all the reincarnations, he came in the flesh as the Son of God. You understand? To fulfill that lamb being without spot and without blemish. The rest is plain.
All right. Matthew 27:51 through 53. Right, from Amathia, Israel. Let's deal with it. Matthew chapter 27:51 through 53. I was trying to do it. Yeah, I do it. All right, this is Matthew 27:51. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom, and the rocks did quake, and the earth it's like the earth did quake and the rocks rent. So when Yahushua was crucified and after he gave up the ghost, you had these so-called paranormal activities, these miracles happen where the veil of the temple rent in twain and the earth quaked. And you had these bodies come out of the graves, all foreshadowing or being symbolic of different things that were before the nation of Israel. So the veil of the temple being rent in twain is symbolic for what? Yahushua's death and us having access to the Most High without the second veil, right? And that goes back to the law. Let's go to Exodus 26 and 30, right? So when you look up the layout, I believe on the rows, does it give you a layout of the holies in the tabernacle? All right, let's get this real quick. So you got to know the layout of the holiest of holies in the most holy place of the tabernacle, right? We can read that in Exodus 26 and 30, right? This Exodus chapter 26 and 30. See, there you go, right there.
I got it right here.
All right, but this Exodus 26 and 30. Right now, when you're looking at the tabernacle, right? You're looking at the tabernacle right here. You see the holy place and the most holy place, right? You see what a candlestick is, the showbread, and the Ark of the Covenant within inside this veil. Though you have to go within inside the second veil that was rent in twain. It was ripped to the top and the bottom because only the high priest can go in once a year to make an atonement for the sins of the people. So once that veil was rent in twain, it was symbolic for direct access to the Most High through his son Yahushua. And that veil being rent in twain is also his body. But I want to show you that veil, which is like a curtain in the ancient terms. Like if we had that back room right there, you had one curtain to block it and another curtain. Only certain men can go to that first room, but not everybody can go to the second room. Once that second room curtain was ripped in twain, we can all go there. That second veil being rent in twain is Yahushua's body. What's in that room? The Most High. Right? This is Exodus chapter 26 and 30. And thou shalt rear up the tabernacle according to the fashion thereof, which was shown thee in the mount. And thou shalt make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and, and fine twined linen of cunning work with cherubims shall it be made. And thou shalt hang it upon the four pillars of shittim wood overlaid with gold. Their hooks shall be of gold upon the four sockets of silver. So you read about these veils being made to cause different types of separation. Now let's go to Hebrews chapter 10 real quick. Let's get a quick precept on that, on this veil. All right, let's go to Hebrews chapter 10 and verse. I want to start at 20. I'll start at 19. Hebrews 10 and 19. Having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the holiest by the blood of Yahushua. So we are bold now. At one time, you were scared, man, to walk to that tabernacle. You get put to death. Now we're bold to go to the Most High through his son Yahushua. Right? It reads, by a new and living way, which he hath consecrated for us through the veil, that is to say, his flesh. So when he was crucified and he was pierced in the side and he gave it the ghost, the veil was rent in twain. So now you at that veil is Yahushua. So now you have direct access to the Most High through Yahushua. That's the symbolism of the veil being rent in twain from the top to the bottom. And within that veil, they would perform the blood for the sacrifice. But Yahushua's blood is also that sacrifice pursuant to Revelation 1 and 5. And many other precepts, right? Hebrews 9 and 9 through 12, Hebrews 9 and 27, Hebrews 10 and 1 through 4. Yahushua, he's the ultimate sacrifice. Now going back to that in Matthew 27, you had the veil being rent in twain. What else did you have? Right? It's St. Matthew chapter 27 and 51. Right? St. Matthew 27 and 51. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent in twain from the top to the bottom. And the earth did quake and the rocks rent. The earth did quake, meaning what? When Yahushua returns, you're going to have that great earthquake. Right? That earthquake is symbolic for the destruction. Right? Let's get that in Revelation chapter 11. Right? Everything matters, man, in the scriptures. Right? Revelation chapter 11 and verse 13. God. I'll start at 12. Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from. That's why you had the resurrection too, because when Yahushua returns, you're gonna have the earthquake and the resurrection, right? And you're gonna have direct access to the Most High by being delivered by Yahushua, right? Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So the elect are going to get that. They're going to hear that in the Hebrew tongue, right? And you're going to know what it means. You're going to get beamed up. in the heavens, right? And the same hour there was a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. So that earthquake, the 10th part of the city is going to fall. What city is that? Babylon. What's 10% of Babylon? Complete destruction. Everybody understand that? If you don't, all right. Now, it says 7,000 men were slain, meaning everybody's going to be destroyed.
Right.
That's that earthquake. See that in Revelation chapter 16 too. That the great Babylon was divided into 3 parts based off of the earthquake. When the missiles hit, the Lord said the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and the earth shall remove out of their place. It's going to damn break the earth up, man. Now, when it broke into 3 parts, that's symbolic, but it is going to shake the earth, man. It's going to be off the Esau's Richter scale. I believe you got damn 1.0 earthquake. Then you got magnitude 10. When Yahweh Shah returns, it's going to be a magnitude 777, man. And it's going to break everything. It's going to look like that movie. What's that movie with the rock? San Andreas. But everything is just damn falling apart, man. That's how it's going to be when the Lord returns. You got a king.
What about the one with the flood? When y'all, I think 2012.
Yeah, 2012. Yeah.
The day of tomorrow.
God, day after tomorrow. Yeah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, right, which is going into the 5th seal, right, immediately after the Jacob's trouble, it says, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Right, so the Lord's going to shake the powers of the heavens, right, because of the nukes that's hitting the ground. Also, with the Lord returning, there's going to be an earthquake, like we bring it out. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. All right, so that's all I wanted to know.
See that? That's plain. And then the dead bodies of the saints arose, because what's going to happen when Yahweh Shah returns?
Resurrection.
The resurrection. He is the resurrection, right? That's 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, 13, all the way through 17. All right? So we can move on. From Josie Pryor. Can you bring us some precepts on the tribe of Gad? Anybody got any precepts on the tribe of Gad? I got a few precepts.
It's the book of First Chronicles, chapter 12, and verse number 8. And it reads, and of the Gadites, there separated themselves unto David, unto the wilderness of men of might and of men of war, fit for the battle. So they was fit for the battle, man. They had the damn war paint on, right? They had feathers. They was jumping out of trees. They had the axes. You seen that movie? Was it Apocalypto? They was jumping out of They was jumping out of trees on them Edomites, man. Edomites had them long ass stupid turkey killers.
But the Revenant.
It was it wasn't the Revenant.
That was the Revenant.
Nah, that was Apocalypto.
No, the Apocalypse, they was fighting each
Oh
other.
yeah, okay. Come. Yeah, it was the Revenant. And they got down on their ass. Hey man, they was hopping out of tree. They kind of was swimming up out of the waters, man. Next thing you see the axe, they chopped his damn head off, man. Then it rolled. Then you see people running, and then they kind of had them going off with the hey, and the screaming and all that extra stuff. And they was screaming in Hebrew, man, right? Screaming their destruction. But reading on. And the Gadites, they separated themselves unto David, right? Into the whole, to the wilderness, men of might and men of war, fit for the battle, that could handle shield and buckler. Mm-hmm. So they can handle the shield and they can handle the buckler and they could fight, man. So they were men of understanding, they were men of war, and they wasn't scared of anything, man. Right? It says what? Whose faces were like the faces of lions. And that's twofold, man, because they had the little war paint on. They looked like lions, and they was fierce, and they was strong, and they didn't back down on the physical level, man. They didn't care about nothing. And were as swift as roads upon the mountains. So they was as fast as deer in this thing, running about 35 to 55 miles per hour, jumping over rocks, right, with axes in their hands and bucklers, man, and they look like lions.
That's right. You got that.
Come on. This is Deuteronomy chapter 33, and I'm gonna start at verse 20. And of Gad he said, Blessed be he that enlargeth Gad. He dwelleth as a lion and teareth the arm with the crown of the head. And he provided the first part of himself, because there's a portion of the lawgiver was he seated, and he came with the heads of the people. He executed judgment of the Lord and judgment of Israel. So Gad was extremely important in battle, man.
Right.
They were the warriors, man.
Right.
Gad got down, man. So whenever it was time to go to war, I'm gonna find that precept too. The Gadites was always there, man. They was ready to throw down. They wasn't playing.
What verse was that?
Yeah.
That was Deuteronomy 33 and 20.
Yeah, precept pastor.
It's the book of First Chronicles, chapter 5, and verse 18. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites and half of the tribe of Manasseh are valiant men able to bear buckler and sword and to shoot with bow. So they was out there shooting with bows, man. Hey, man, it wasn't just 15 feet that they were shooting, right? They were shooting over 100 yards, man, over 200 yards long, man. And they was shooting, they was going straight to the bullseye, man. So don't think they was just shooting up arches and they was just trying to figure out where it was going to land. No, they was running, right? They was riding horses. They was ambushing. They looked like lions. They had shields, they had bucklers, and they were shooting bow and arrows, man. So they were very swift. They were skillful with the bow and arrow, and they were skillful with the sword. It says what? To shoot with bow and skillful in war were 44,703 score that went out to the war. So they were men of war, man. There was a whole army of the Gadites out there, man.
I got this this Genesis chapter 30 and verse 11. And Leah said, a troop cometh, and she called his name Gad. She said, I got a whole army coming, man. Damn, look, son after son after son after son, a troop coming. But also that's on another level, Gad is a troop, man. Right? They're a military team, man, a military formation. Them Gadites would destroy Esau 101. If it wasn't for Esau's damn sorcery and bubonic plague and witchcraft and evil and plagues and pestilence, Esau can't go toe-to-toe with no nation. You put him in the damn octagon, a pure, strong Gadite, he'll damn break his scalp, man. And then peel it, man. You gotta stop playing with Gad, man.
Right.
You know? They sitting there throwing darts. They can do all types of stuff. They go horseback riding, and they got the damn sling. Then they turn it to a bow and arrow, and they bow and an arrow, and they shoot the damn sling at you.
Mighty.
Yeah, you're mighty, man. Hey, Esau had a hard time dealing with Gad, man. You know? Hey, that's the Tecumseh. But you gotta look into Tecumseh, man. He was an Israelite who almost overthrew the entire continental United States, man.
Until they started cooning.
Yeah, they started cooning.
Right. It's still known that the so-called Seminole Indians, which is Reuben, they never surrendered.
That's right.
So they still out there. They never surrendered. They never lost, to the so-called white man. That's the only war that they say that white man's never lost, because the so-called Reuben or the Reubenites never surrendered. You look that up.
You got the troops right here, man. Going in, man.
See that? Yeah. See that? Right. Now this Genesis chapter 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. Who's the troop that overcame him? The vile, serpentine, wicked so-called white man. Right? And all of his disease. Right? The tabernacles of Edom. Set up his damn tents, man. Rape, robbery, and murder, man. And guess what? The Lord said Gad will overcome at the last, man. So Gad is waking up in the last days, man. Right. And when all hell break loose, Gad is going to have, he's going to be blinded, bloodthirsty, man. That's Zechariah chapter 10. The Lord take Ephraim 10 and 5. Then he speak about Judah and Zechariah 9 and 12 on down. And he's going to combine them. And Gad is going to have their way with Esau, man. They're going to be doing the damn front flips. They're going to keep spinning and keep spinning. Then kick you with their feet, man. Yeah, like damn Night Wolf, man. What do you have? A battle axe?
Yeah.
A tomahawk. Yeah, a tomahawk.
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
And the arrow.
You had a precept.
Yeah. Right, it's the book. Come on. It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 23, right? And verse number 8. It says, these be the name of the mighty men whom David had, the Tachmonite that he sat in the seat, chief among the captains. The same was Adino, the Ezonite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time. Right? So when you read the book, right, of 2 Samuel, 23 on down, you read about all the accounts of the mighty men that was in David's army, man. Right? Let's read verse 36. It says, Igal, the son of Nathan of Zobah, Benai, the Gadite, man. And so David had Gad in the army, man. Then get moved with the shoulder, buckling, and kind of keeping the head off. Don't think got two swords, man, stabbing it, and cutting heads off, man, decapitating, man. Hey, Gad was going hard, man. Right? Hey, we gotta start playing, man, with the tribe of Gad, like they wasn't mighty, man. Right? Hey, all of our forefathers were mighty, man. Were mighty and valiant, man. From every tribe, man. Right? My brothers, guys.
Come on. Right, we can go to. You got something? About to go to the next question. All right. We got next Israel. Are nose piercings and tongue piercings a sin? Anybody want to jump into that?
Yeah,
You said what?
I said, come, got something.
All right, I got something up here.
I got Isaiah.
Yeah, I got Isaiah 3.
Yeah, that's what I had.
That's the spirit. I'm about to jump into something else. Let me get this first while y'all get that. It's the book of Exodus, right? Chapter 32 and verse 2. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. Right? So this when they was getting the golden calf going to hell off, they was taking all of the nose jewelry, the earrings, all of the piercings out, and they made a golden calf with it. So it's not going off to have a piercing. You understand?
I'm gonna read it for you. You can break it down. Right, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 18. In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their twinkling ornaments.
Right. This is talking about the daughters of Zion.
About their feet and their coals and their round tires like the moon. The chains and the bracelets.
Right. So we wore chains in the ancient world. We wear them today. Right. Read on, King.
And the bracelets and the mufflers and the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands.
And these are still all things we wear today. Right. We got bracelets. The sisters wear bonnets. Right. These things are still here today. Read on, King.
And the tablets and the earrings and the rings and the nose jewels.
Right. So we had earrings, we had nose jewels. Right. It's not going off the habit. Right. That's really it on that.
God.
So like, yeah, I'm about to touch on the tongue. When these Proverbs 3 and 31, it says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Right? There's no accounts in the scriptures of our foremothers and forefathers having rings in their tongue. Right. That's something from like I don't know.
Nasty eating.
That's harlotry.
Yeah, that's harlotry. You know, you got the Assyrians was doing stuff like that, man.
I got it right here. Yeah. It says origin. It says almost 5,000 years ago, ancient Egypt was the first culture, right, to exchange different rings of love. That sound off, man. That sound nice.
Yeah, that's where you get Julia from. Right. Popping boys. Hey, all that come from Egypt, man. Let me get a preacher.
Yeah.
Come on,
And
man.
Lord said after the doings of the land of Egypt.
Exactly, man. Right, it's the book of Leviticus, right, chapter 18 and verse number 3.
Bring it up.
Actually, I'm going to start at verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Right? So can't be walking in the ordinances of these other nations, man. These damn heathens, man. They getting all these weird and strange piercings, man, and doing things contrary to what the Most High already ordained for us, man. All right.
It says the idea behind getting a tongue ring was to honor the gods, and by inflicting pain, showing one honor to their gods.
Madness.
Great.
Also, they would chip their teeth.
Yeah.
Was that Elon?
No, I don't say who it was. They saying the Aztecs did that.
Yeah, that makes sense. We got that from the Assyrians.
Yeah.
Good. The Assyrians, right.
All right. From David the Brew, can you break down 2nd Ezra chapter 124 through 26? Is that a stipulation? Your house is over.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 24. What shall I do unto thee, O Jacob? Thou Judah, wouldest not obey me? I will turn me to other nations, and unto those will I give my name, that they may keep my statutes. That's not physical, man. But the Lord said, what the hell I got to do? I got to turn to other nations, man. Like if somebody late, they said, what I got to do? Fly to work, man? It's not literally saying you're going to fly to work. The Lord not physically saying he's going to turn and give his name unto the heathens. He said, what do I have to do to get you to listen, man? What do I got to go to them over there? Reading on. Seeing ye have forsaken me, I will forsake you also. When ye desire me to be gracious unto you, I shall have no mercy upon you. Whensoever ye shall call upon me, I will not hear you. For ye have defiled your hands with blood, and your feet are swift, right, to commit manslaughter. So when we commit sins, the Lord turns his face to us. You understand? He puts us in captivity. He makes it hard for us. He hedges up all of our ways. Let me get on the book of Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 1. Right? Because our hands defiled with blood, man. All mischief, whether it be idolatry, whether it just be just a damn stiff neck, huh? It's the book Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 1. Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that he cannot save, like we just read. Neither is his ear heavy that it cannot hear, because he turned his ear away. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he would not hear. Let me get another precept. So that's why the Lord said that. It's the book of Ezekiel, right? Chapter, right? I'm gonna go to 3. Yeah, 3 and verse 6. Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. Just the Lord saying hip talk all over again, man. Yeah, them I would have sent over there, they would have listened to me. Moab would have surely listened. Ammon would have surely listened. But my people don't. That's all that's talking about. That's not talking about that the Lord, it's not a disposition or stipulation or anything like that. Hey, you got to understand the hip talk. When the Lord said he pluck out your damn right eye, it's not physical. When the Lord said he repented man that he had made him, in the book of Genesis, the 6th chapter. Let me get that real fast. Genesis 6 and 6. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 6. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him that at his heart. Right? It grieved him at his heart. That don't mean that the Lord was up in the third heaven grieving and he needed 7 days according to the law. It's not what that's talking about. So that was just hip talking the scriptures.
Come on. All right. Jeremiah is right. I can tackle this one. And the book of Susanna, it's the man Daniel, the same prophet, Daniel in the Old Testament. Yes. Yep. All right. It's the same man. Same exact man. All right, let's move on to the next question. Yeah, you skip all these questions, a lot of questions. Now we got to bring, can you bring out precepts on Simeon, man? Right? Also, like we skipped this question. Right? Was that an eclipse when Yahushua died on the cross? Right? It don't necessarily say. It just said there was darkness over the land.
I would say so.
I actually went into it before. I would say so. Well,
You would say so?
yeah. Because in the time span of it, should be a a solar eclipse. Yeah, something like that. Because that's the only time where the sun is going to be darkened for that period of time. For around, and we go into it.
They say they say solar eclipse only happens on the new moon.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was a so-called new moon too.
There's a full moon.
This Matthew chapter 27 and verse 45. Now from the 6th hour there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour. And on the 9th hour Yahweh shall cry with a loud voice saying, Elah, Elah, Latama Sabachthani. That is, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? So I would say that was an eclipse. Like how Joshua had the sun stand still, right? The opposite happened when Yahweh shall give him the ghost. Like the brother said, it was the new moon, because during that time,
that was a full. Yeah, I was got crucified on the full moon.
A full moon, because it was during the time of the Passover, which is the 14th day evening, the 15th day, so it would be the middle of the month.
You got something, Kasadi?
If I can find it, you can continue to try to look something. But I had did a breakdown on the Koka's channel. Just on this when I tackled the is the lunar Sabbath biblical, and I kind of went into this, so I was able to pull it up. So if y'all want to check it out, it's on the Koka's channel.
That's good.
Wow, they make T-shirts like that.
Yeah.
All right, can you bring out precepts on Simeon? All right, can you bring precepts on Simeon? I'll go to Genesis chapter 49. All right, can you bring out precepts on the Simeonites? So your Simeonites are your biblical so-called Dominicans, right? Genesis 49:5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. So Simeon and Levi are your so-called, or Simeon are your so-called Dominicans. The Levites are your so-called Haitians. They share Shalom. They share an island. They into witchcraft, Santeria, voodoo, sorcery, idolatry, and all manner of damn evil according to the Most High. Right? So you can read about, that's one precept. I know brothers got other precepts.
Yeah, I got one. It's the book, right, of Genesis chapter 34 and verse number 1. Right? I'm gonna get straight to the point. 34 and 25. And it came to pass on the 3rd day when they were sore that 2 of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dana's brethren, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males. So all the children of Israel, you understand, were men of war. All the men of Israel were men of war. You understand? No matter what the tribe was, but Simeon, and Levi, they got down and they literally were together. We read about them in Genesis 34 and 25. And let me go to I believe in Judges also. Let me see if I can get that in Judges. It's the book of Judges, chapter 1 and 3. And it reads, and Judah and Simeon, his brother, came up with me and said, my lot, that we may fight against the Canaanites. So there you have it, man. He got down with his brother Levi, stabbing him up. Then he got down with Judah, man. So you know you be putting the work in. And I likewise will go with thee into my lot. So Simeon went with him, and Judah went up, and the Lord delivered the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hand, and they slew them and beziqued 10,000 men. There you have it, man. So Simeon got down, he slew over 10,000 men. That's how strong the tribe was, man. They was men of war.
Come. You got another precept? We're trying to roll through these things, man. Right? Rapid fire Q&A, man. Right? Rapid fire Q&A. That was only one precept?
I borrowed 2.
All right, let's go. All right, I brought out 1. All right, this 3.
Please.
Can you break down Revelation from Clarence Tom? Can you brothers break down Revelation chapter 14, 4 through 5? Let's deal with it. I deal with that one. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 14, and I'm going to read verse 4. And it reads, These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. I remember when I first came into the truth message. Damn, man. You know, you're looking, you try to get the breakdown, trying to figure out what's going on. It's not when it says these are virgins, it's not talking about a man that never laid with a woman. What is it talking about? They are virgins.
Undefiled with the word.
Undefiled with the word, untainted, unspotted. You understand? Uninfluenced. Let me get this precept in James 1:27. All right, this is what it means they are virgins. James 1:27. Pure religion and undefiled for the Most High and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. So a virgin, she's unspotted, right? So the elect men, they're unspotted, man. There's no spot or blemish on them, right? Let me get this in 2 Corinthians chapter 11:2. James 1:27. Oh, you got it. Come out the water. Come.
This is 2 Corinthians 11:1. Would to Yahweh you could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. That's what Paul told the church of Corinth.
For I have espoused you to one husband.
I have espoused you to one husband,
that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Yahweh.
See that? The elect are a chaste virgin, a pure, upright virgin. Because the elect aren't going to be sitting there dabbling into all types of sins, man. Right? Let's go to Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 3.
What was that last?
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 1 and 2. This is Song of Solomon, chapter 1, and we're going to read verse 3 and 4. Right? So you tackle that word virgins, you know it means somebody not defiled, right? By women. And women are what? Philosophies, doctrines. Song of Solomon, chapter 1 and 3. Because of the savor of thy good ointments, thy name is as ointment poured forth. Therefore do the virgins love thee, man. Right. Hey, man, you might walk past a woman with some oil on or something, kind of break her neck, man. Is that frankincense? Is that myrrh? Is that a man of the Lord? Right? And she kind of looking around, man. That's how it is when this word come out for the virgins, for the elect. When the word come out, it's like an aroma, and you gravitate to it. And what is that? Was that Deuteronomy? Like the brother said, what scripture was that? Right. Hey, these brothers love the word, man. Right. What the hell? That kind of smell good, man. What precept was that? You might ask a woman, hey, what you got on? Was that frankincense? You kind of tell her, no, it's myrrh, right? So that's how this thing goes, man. So the virgins, they're attracted to the Lord. Verse 4. Draw me, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. So it says, draw me, meaning the Most High draws you out of the world to Yahweh Shai. So now when Yahweh Shai is there, it says, we will run after thee. You can't walk after the Lord. You got to run after him. You got to make haste. Like any woman back in the damn, was it 80s, and it was chasing Magic Johnson. Prince, Michael Jackson, they was running after him, huh? When he popped up, Magic Johnson, when he popped in a hotel, it was women just waiting on him, man. And he tried to go to his room, and he hawking them down. That's how the elect man are with Yahweh Shai, man. If Yahweh Shai was down there, and we running after the Lord, man. You're not going to say Yahweh Shai is up there on Pinner North. Now we getting out of here, man. We're running, right? We don't have time to do it. We got to get there. We all squeezing to somebody's car. Other cars staying here. Whoever don't fit, hey, look, they don't fit, right?
Hold on to the damn roof.
You better hold on to the roof. Your damn gums, flapping in the wind, man. Right? But this is Revelation 14 and 4. These are they which were not defiled with women. So certain men are not defiled by the philosophies and the rudiments of the world. Right? It reads, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. So if the Lord said, die for me, they follow him. If the Lord says I have to be persecuted by my family, they're going to walk in that. If the Lord is walking without blemish, they're going to walk without blemish. They follow the Lord wherever he goes. Right? It reads, These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. So the first fruits is what in the law? But know what the first fruits is in the law? What do you do with your first fruits? The first is you offer it up to the Most High, right? Those are the first seeds planted in the earth. So the spirits of these men, they're the top spirits created, planted in these earthly bodies to be able to bear witness with the truth and be the elect. They're the first fruits. And that's Yahushua being a high priest, right? That's that the priests have to receive the first fruits. So that's part of his priesthood of Melchizedek, receiving the first fruits, which is the elect. You got it, King.
And this is the law that the brother was talking about. Exodus chapter 13 and verse 2. Sanctify unto me the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both man and beast, it is mine. Right, so it's the firstborn, right? The first fruit, the chief of everything, right, is offered up to the Most High. Right? I'm gonna jump on that verse number 13. It says, "And every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb, and if thou wilt not redeem it, then thou shalt break his neck. And all the firstborn of man among thy children thou shalt redeem." Right? Right. So all the firstborn, right, the first fruits, right, that the chief things thereof, right, all those things are supposed to be sanctified, right, and given to the Most High.
I got this is this Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 4. According as he had chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by Yahushua, so like to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will. Right. So before the foundation of the earth was even established, the elect men, 144,000, 12,000 from each tribe was already sealed and ordained to be that first fruits unto the Lord. Right. So it's heavy, man. And they were Salakia. And it says that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. Right? That's purely what it means to be a virgin, to be holy and without blame. Right? They shouldn't be able to accuse the elect men of anything. Right? The scriptures say if it was all possible, they would deceive the very elect. They can't deceive the elect because the spirit of Yahweh Shah is on them to not be deceived. Right? You got it.
And it's the book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yahweh, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Right. So the Lord said that, well, as an offering, you gotta be without without blemish, without spot, without blemish, like the Lord. Like I tell you in 1 Peter the 3rd chapter. So if the Lord is like that, and how much more the first fruits, which would be us. Right, the firstborn, like I tell you in Exodus 4 and 22, where we the firstborn of the Lord. Right, I'm gonna read that again. That he may be blameless and harmless. That's literally a virgin, blameless and harmless. It's not no ill word to say against that. Like, there's no them being defiled, no derogatory marks you can say against them. That's the word I was looking for. That you can say against that light. That's literally what it means. Not that the men never laid down with women, because the Lord told us to be fruitful and multiply.
Well, the apostle Peter, man, he's going to be over them. He has a wife, man. Right. Yahushua healed his wife. Want to make that quick. So what? Peter not going to make it, right? You know, want to make that quick for him.
The first one said,
right.
I got a quick precept touching on Revelation 14. Right, this Proverbs 29 and 27. It says, "An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked." Right. So the righteous, the first fruits, right? They're not going to mix or be mingled with the wicked, man, and with the 2/3, man, right? Because they're going to be a abomination. Their scent is going to stink, right? Right. The righteous are going to cleave to Yahushua, coming through a smell like a frankincense and myrrh, right? A pillage. Like you read about in Song of Solomon, the 3rd chapter, right? The righteous are going to cleave to that sweet savor of life, like you read about in Second Corinthians, right, 2 and 16 on down, right? That sweet savor of life, right? Hey, and two, the wicked, hey, we stink, man. Hey, we smell like death, man, right? That's why that damn Jake, they come up, right, and he scoffs, they stink, right? Because we smell like death to them, right? But we love the smell, right? Because that's what the Lord smells like. Frankincense and myrrh, righteousness, right? And we follow the Lamb with us wherever he goes,
right? That's right. And they got that song, Mary Had a Little Lamb, huh? Right? So we can move on. I need some good questions, man. Right? This might peel their muffin cap back. Yeah. That's what's about Gad. They'll peel Esau's muffin cap back.
Too much Kevin Hart.
Storm outside.
Yeah, it's raining.
What about the Book of Joshua?
What about the book?
Man, what about it? Right? Let's go to it.
We're going Joshua 10.
Yeah, that's good.
The book of Joshua, chapter 10 and verse number 13.
So there's a biblical Book of Joshua, but the one circulating out there from the creepy old so-called white man, it's not the authentic Book of Joshua. You don't take it serious. The best thing you can do with it is burn it.
Right.
You got it.
Joshua 10 and 13. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Joshua? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and has not to go down about a whole day.
See that? So the Lord said, guess what, man? That's written in the Book of Joshua.
Right.
Now you don't have the Book of Joshua.
Right.
You're not going to read the Book of Revelation, flip it up, then finally do it, then turn it over. And you finally read it 10 times. By the time you get to the back, it's a new book unlocked. Where's it at in the Bible, man? You read the Bible 20 times, you get to the last page of Revelation, and you flip the page a little bit, turn it 90 degrees, count to the number 7, go back to it like a cheat code, then you got the ancient Book of Joshua. It don't work like that, man. It's not here. Stop looking for it, man. I've read, when I first came to truth, I've read that book, man. And I knew it was complete folly. You have minotaurs in the Book of Joshua. You have what's that demon? Of course, a demon called who reached into the house of the Egyptians and unlocked the door. Yes, Sunaluth. Hey, the Book of Joshua speaks about a Sunaluth, man, that creeped into the doors of the Egyptians and unlocked their doors so the wild beasts can come in. I'm gonna pull it up, man. We're gonna show you about the Book of Joshua. See if the Most High ever created a Sunaluth. Right?
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further by these, my son, be admonished of the making of many books. There is no end. And much study is the weariness of the flesh. Right? You start reading all these books, man, you're going to bug out. See that happen, you're going to start answering questions that you know the answer is only going to be in the Book of Joshua. Right? But what about Moses' staff being made of sapphire? Where's that at in the scriptures?
Right.
Well, y'all brothers got to learn more.
Quick preset, why you still look for that?
All right, this book, it's in the Book of Joshua. All right, I'm gonna read this from like I always say. You don't have to worry about. Okay, let me make sure my hand is covered. Your sister. No, you don't have to worry about that when the Book of Joshua comes out. Oh, man, you taking off your hat, right? Look, it's the Book of Joshua. Don't worry about it. Now listen to this. This is one of the plagues from the Book of Joshua. It's the 6th plague. Book of Joshua. Chapter 80, verse 19. Listen to this madness. And when the Egyptians hid themselves on account of the swarm of the animals, they locked their doors after them. And God ordered the Sunaluth, which was in the sea, to come up and go into Egypt. And she had long arms, 10 cubits in length of the cubit of a man. And she went up upon the roofs and uncovered the raftering and flooring and cut them and stretched forth her arm into the house. She kind of creeped in and removed the lock and the bolt and opened the houses of Egypt. Afterward came the swarm of animals into Egypt, and the swarm of the animals destroyed the Egyptians, and it grieved them exceedingly. Now, just because it has that old English kind of has the style, grieved them exceedingly, kind of take that biblical, try to move in the same spirit. Hey, it don't work like that. You can make any book and says, and it grieved them exceedingly. And I was wroth. Then he was wroth. That doesn't make it a part of the Bible because it says, and she was wroth, and what not what to do in this place. You can't just look at the old English and get hypnotized, man.
Our wits not.
Yeah, and our wits not knew what was in this place, man. Right? You got it. I got another cut.
That sounds like a fake mermaid.
Yeah, there's no Sunalooth in the Bible, huh?
And he came out the sea.
That's like the same thing in the book of damn Enoch.
See
The
that?
book of Enoch got a damn mermaid.
See that? Yeah, they got the sirens.
Same person probably wrote it.
Yup.
Esau. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 7. Ever learning, right? Being in this world, you could be ever learning. It's all these different books out there, right? It's literally millions of books.
Right.
Probably a billion books in the damn earth. You can, and all of them is not the truth except the Bible.
That's
man.
right. That's right.
Right. So that's the Lord said, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Right. The Lord can literally have you out there deceived. You go into all these different books and you bug the hell out. The whole time you had the damn Bible. You had the Bible right in your nightstand. You never want to open it. It got the cobwebs all over it. And you want to read the book of Enoch and the book of Joshua and the Apocalypse of Moses.
Right.
Right. And what is the Apocalypse of Adam and Eve?
Yeah. And the book of Baruch's wife, the second book of Baruch's wife. Yeah,
and 4th and 5th Maccabees.
Right. And six Maccabees. Right.
Bugged out here, man.
I got another cut real quick for the book of Joshua. Now, this is from the book of Joshua. There's a creature which is half bear and half man.
What is it? That's a raccoon.
But he's half bear up top. This is in the book of Joshua. Man on bottom, beast on top. Right? This is from the book of Joshua.
Where you at now?
Right? They might say they died in the flood.
Okay.
Look at him fight.
Look
Look at Cyrus the Great fighter. Right? This is in a book. A lot of you brothers put the book of Joshua down. Where's this in the Bible, man? Minotaurs. All right, let me get this, man. Stop getting caught up in the old English. Now, this is Joshua 36 and 31. And afterward, about 120 great and terrible animals came out from the wilderness at the other side of the sea. And they all came to the place where the asses were. And they placed themselves there. And those animals from the middle downward were in the shape of the children of men. And from their middle upward, some had the likeness of bears, and some the likeness of the kephas, with tails behind them from between their shoulders, reaching down to the earth, like the tails of the Dusaphoth. See that? This is in there.
Say like we know what it is.
It's from the book of Joshua. Like the tails of the Dusaphoth. And these animals came and mounted and rode upon the donkeys. They started riding upon the donkeys.
So the animals was riding on the animals.
And led them away, and they went away unto this day.
So they time out. So they stole donkeys and just left.
And they went away unto this day.
Come on now, this sounds ridiculous.
You got it, King.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse number 38. But Yahweh giveth it a body as it pleased him, and to every seed his own body. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another flesh of fishes, and another of birds. Hey, that's a dagger, man. Hey, it's different types of flesh, man, and different types of seeds. Hey, set up and set apart, man. Right, so man can't damn mingle with damn beast and have damn horse, damn man. That's madness, man. Right, so look at Acts, man. Right, Acts.
I got one more cut after you.
Come on, Acts chapter 19 and verse number 19. Many of them which use curious arts brought their books together and burned them before all men, and they counted the price of them and found it 50 pieces of silver. Right? Yeah. Right. So if you got the book of Enoch, right, the book of Joshua, right, the book of Jubilees, right, the Epic of Gilgamesh, the Apocalypse of John, right, the Apocalypse, right, then Abraham,
the Epoch of Enoch,
right, that damn Enoch, man,
Enoch, the Ethiopian,
right.
Yep.
Hey, if you got anything outside of thus said the Lord, man, hey, come together, man. Hey, get a nice mighty bonfire going on. Right, and set them books on fire, man. Right, and then come to class, get built back up, and learn the truth and righteousness.
That's right. That's good bonfire for the Feast of Tabernacles coming up.
That's right. That's right. Hey, that'd be mighty, man. Now there's one more cut. Brothers know about the plague of the frogs, right? Here's the plague of the frogs from Jasher, right? Chapter 80, verse 6. And the Lord sent again and caused all their waters to bring forth frogs. And all the frogs came into the houses of the Egyptians. You might say, okay, well, that's pretty accurate. And when the Egyptians drank, their bellies were filled with frogs. And they danced in their bellies as they danced when in the river. And all their drinking water and cooking water turned to frogs. Here's the point. Also, when they lay in their beds, their perspiration, meaning their sweat, bred frogs. So they were sweating frogs.
Whole frog came out.
Yeah, they was sweating.
They were swallowing the whole frog.
Yeah, they was dancing in their belly.
I'm trying to get over chapter 80.
Yeah, chapter.
I think said chapter 80.
Yeah, chapter 80, man.
Who's gonna read that?
Right. See that?
Somebody who loves folly and madness.
Right.
So if you read in the book of Jasher, it tell you Esau killed Nimrod, man.
Yeah.
He was faint. That's why he came to Jacob. He was faint.
Right.
They damn inserted a whole damn mega story of
Different
yeah, Nimrod ran up on Esau, and Esau took his sword out like a movie and chopped off Nimrod's head and ran back, and he was faint. Keep reading that book if you want to.
That super doof gonna come and open your door.
That's right. That's right. All right, Salaki, next question. Salaki. Can you break down Matthew 5:19 if the 2/3 won't be there? The brother want to do.
2/3.
Oh no, I believe he's asking somebody this. Okay, Salaki. All right, Salaki. He kind of asked somebody.
What to say?
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's see. Will you go into Yahushua being Solomon and Melchizedek? Does the brother want to tackle that? The brother seems sincere.
So like it's a cold cut up on that too.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I'll
in-depth
go
one.
into it.
Shalom.
Right.
It's a deep cold.
Yeah, I mean, we could give you about 2-3 precepts, but it's a deep breakdown on that. Melchizedek and Solomon. That ain't something you just go to one scripture and then you just like, oh, okay,
Right.
I see it. It all makes sense. Hey man, the spirit could work with you like that. You understand? But at the same time, you won't want to link these precepts together, go through these accounts, you understand, and let the spirit suck with you. And I would go, if I was you, to the breakdown, but we're gonna pull 2 precepts through the spirit, right? Let's go to the book, right, of Ecclesiastes. Right? So I need somebody to answer this, right? If Solomon is in Yahushua. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 11. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he have set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work, right, that Yahweh maketh from beginning to end. So the Lord said, look, no man alive can find out the work that the Lord does from the beginning to the end.
That's right.
Everything he's ever done, no man can know about it. But yet it's this one man that knew about it, man. Yeah, Moses knew the midst of the times, but he didn't know everything. Hey, Solomon knew everything. He knew the midst of the times. He knew the seasons. He knew the diversity of roots, right? He knew, he knew everything, man. Right, the elements, the fire, the water. Right, bring it out, King.
Khan, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 17. For he had given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made.
So how does he know how the world was made, man? That's beyond me. It's not getting super. Okay, well, Moses, he knew from the beginning, got the revelation, knew what Adam was doing. Ain't no Solomon, he knew how the world was made, how the matter came together, how darkness was upon the earth, how the spirit, how Shah moved over the water. He knew all of that, man. He seen it. He was there. He did it.
And the operation of the elements.
So we know all of the operations. The going down of the sun, uprising of the sun, all of the different stars. He know all their names. You read about in the book, right, of Isaiah, that the Lord has all the angels damn names, man.
Right.
By name. And in the book of Psalms, man. Right, so we know all of the stars' names. We know all of the angels' names. Read on.
The beginning, ending, and midst of the time.
So he knew the beginning, times of Adam. He knew the midst, by the times he was living, and he knew the end of the times. I mean, he knew everything way before the prophets came on the scene to write those things, man. Certain prophets, and he knew that, man. You know,
the alterations of the turning of the sun and the change of seasons, the circuits of years and the positions of stars, the natures of living creatures.
Right, so he knew every single creature there was. He knew why the frog do this, then a little frog, then you got the light-skinned frog, you got the dark-skinned frog, you got the centipede. You lift up this log, you find these species of insects. Go to Antarctica, you find these seals. You go all the way over here, damn kangaroos in Australia. You know how many hairs was on them? He knew all of these things, man. How would he know that? That's beyond wisdom at that point, man. That's knowing all things, you know?
And the furies of wild beasts.
So he knew what was poisonous, what was venomous, what snake could bite you, what was what plethora of different spiders there are that can plague you. And he knew all of these things, man. He knew every crocodile, all the species of alligators, all of the sharks. He knew everything deadly, poisonous, that can kill you. And he knew everything that was harmless, you know?
The violence of winds.
And he even knew the violence of winds. So Solomon, he already knew, okay, this is a tsunami. This is an earthquake. This is a volcano, right? This is a tsunami. He knew all of those things through the spirit. And he knew what made them, how the damn angels came with the elements, how they twirled those things together, how long they would last. Like what we was going into, you know, a 1.1 earthquake, 3.5 earthquake, 7.7 earthquake. You knew the multitudes, how the ground was moving underneath the earth, how long it was, how long it spread for the miles. He knew all of that, man. You know?
And the reasonings of men.
So if you want to get extremely technical, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the commandments. But he knew things that the Lord didn't expound to man. So his wisdom exceeded, you understand, far than man could ever understand. You go rush right there.
But well,
You got it.
verse 21. And all such things are either secret.
Now check this out. It says secret
or manifest. Them I know.
Why is he the only one that knows it? If the Lord said no man can know these things, man. No man can know these things, but yet he knew them, man. Right? I'm gonna go real fast to Hebrews, the 7th chapter, dealing with Mount Chesedek.
Let me get one more Solomon real quick.
Con, you got it.
Let me get this real quick, dealing with Solomon. It's Psalm chapter 72, right? You can't get around Psalm 72. It says Psalm 72 and 1, a psalm for Solomon. Now, if this isn't a psalm for Solomon, then the Most High, you're calling the Most High alive, right? Because everything in here is about Solomon. The Most High said it's a psalm for Solomon, right? We didn't put that in there. The Lord had that written, right? Now I'm going to jump down. We're going to read about Solomon. Psalm 72 and verse 6 or 5. Shoot, I started 2. It reads, he shall judge thy people with righteousness and thy poor with judgment. Did Solomon do that? He never did that? Oh, he did that. He did that. Oh, he did judge the people. Remember, he had the woman that came with the 2 babies. Oh, he did that, right? All right. It says, the mountain shall bring peace to the people, and the little hills by righteousness. The kings come and offer Solomon gifts. All right, okay, he's fitting the bill so far. He shall judge the poor of the people. But did he judge the poor of the people? All right. He shall save the children of the needy. He shall break in pieces the oppressor. Did Solomon break in pieces any oppressor? Uh-oh. Now we got a problem.
Peace in Solomon's kingdom.
Yeah, 40 years, man. His name goes back to the Hebrew word shalom, which means peace. Right. So when did he ever break in pieces the oppressor? It said a psalm for Solomon. Now somebody's not telling the truth, right? Either David's going off, who wrote the psalm, he's being presumptuous, or we don't know what's going on. Because when did Solomon break in pieces the oppressor? It never happened, right? It reads, they shall fear thee as long as the sun and moon endure, throughout all generations. Are we still talking about Solomon and this generation? I can't wait till Solomon come back. Fearsome. Man, Solomon was walking around. No, it's if Yahweh was walking around. Huh? We're not talking about what Solomon kicked down the door. Solomon 10. No, we're talking about the Lord. Huh? Right? Verse 6. He shall come down like rain upon the mown grass, as showers that water the earth. In his days shall the righteous flourish, and abundance of peace, so long as the moon endureth. He shall have dominion from the sea to sea. We know Solomon didn't have dominion from the sea to the sea. Really down from Beersheba a little bit further, right? And from the river unto the ends of the earth. They that dwell in the wilderness shall bow before him, and his enemies shall lick the dust. When did the people, we read First Kings, right? We started chapter 1, when he's on chapter 12, right? When in those chapters did Solomon went into the wilderness and had the Israelites bowing before him, right? Never happened, right? But it says a song for Solomon. So is David going off? Yeah, it's Yahweh Shah. It's really talking about Yahweh Shah because Solomon is Yahweh Shah.
Right.
You got it, King.
But real quick, verse 17. His name shall endure forever. His name shall be continued as long as the sun, and men shall be blessed in him, and all nations shall call him blessed. But that's not happening right now, right? Solomon's name, we understand Solomon is the wisest man, but his name is not going to continue forever. Yahweh Shai's name will continue forever.
That's right.
That's really going into.
Matthew 1:1.
Uh-oh.
The book of the generations of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham.
That's a cut. He's the son of David. Playing upon tables.
That's a greater than Solomon is here.
A greater than Solomon is here. Are you gonna deal with Melchizedek?
Con, I did.
All
right. It's the book of Hebrews, right? Chapter 7. And I'm gonna start at verse 1, man. All right, it's the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 1. For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, right, priest of the Most High. So he was a priest way before the Levitical priesthood was set up. So how is that? How was he a priest before the Most High? When the priesthood, you read about that all throughout Numbers, the 8th chapter, Numbers, the 4th chapter, Numbers, the 18th chapter. You read about the Levitical priesthood. So way before it was established or set up, or Levi even came on the scene, yet he was a priest before the Most High. Well, literally the Levitical priesthood is pertaining just to the sons of Aaron. It says what? Who met Abraham returning from the slaughter, right? When you read the book of Genesis, the 14th chapter 14 and verse 18 on down, going into Melchizedek, and blessed him, to whom Abraham gave a tenth. And you read about giving a tenth in Numbers 18 and 21 on down. Let me get that real fast. Given to the Levitical priesthood. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and verse number 21. And it reads, and behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance for their service, which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. So who was the tenth given to? The Levites. Wasn't given to nobody else, but yet Melchizedek was given a tenth, and yet he was a priest. It says what? And that just goes all the way back to Yahweh Shai being the first and last everything. He's the Alpha and Omega, man. He's the first king, he the last king. He the first priest, he the last priest, man. He that lamb without spot in the HOA, he the tabernacle, yeah, the Alpha and Omega, he the Ark of the Covenant. You understand? The physical and body of Yahweh Shai, that the Most High God, your mercy seat. Everything is double to that which is in the law, right? And it's fulfilled on a physical level. Because he's all throughout the Old Testament, man. It says what? To whom also Abraham gave a tenth, which was given to the Levitical priesthood, of all being first interpretation, king of righteousness. So the Lord said all of our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. So who are we to be called righteousness? Who is any man alive to be called righteous if the Lord said all our righteousness is as filthy rags and we drink iniquity like water, man? Let me get that in Job chapter 15 and 14. Right, it's the book of Job chapter 15 and verse number 14. And it reads, what is man that he should be clean, and he which is born of a woman that he should be righteous? So who in the hell is any man that he should walk around saying he righteous, man? Nobody will be able to beat on their chest and say I'm righteous, man. And even the Lord said that Abraham would have right to boast, but not before Yahweh, man. Even of his righteousness in Romans the 4th chapter. Going back to it, it says, being interpreted king of righteousness, and after that, also king of Salem. So he also was called the king of Salem, right? And also called king of righteousness, right? Which is king of peace. So who also was called king of peace? Yahweh Shai, when you go literally to the book of Isaiah, right? The 9th chapter, verse 6 on down. So you have to get into these titles. So the titles is what's going to give it away, along with Melchizedek fit in one thing nobody on earth has ever fit, man. And we're going to get that too, man. Let me get the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, and verse number 6. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, and verse 6. For unto us a child is born, talking about Yahushua. Unto us a son is given, and the government, which is all of Israel, shall be upon his shoulders. And he's going to bear a burden of everything for us. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. So that's literally a title that was given who? Yahushua the Righteous, you understand? And it was also given who? Melchizedek. He was called the King of Peace. Jumping down to verse 3 in Hebrews 7 and 3. Without father, hold on, it's about like somebody got to break this down. Without father, without mother. Hold on. Now we got to link this thing up, man. You got to go to the precepts. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, right? And verse number 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth, right? Come from the dust and the ashes. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and in the pleasure that came with sleep. You know what that means. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. So Solomon is literally describing how he came into the world and how all men come into the world. Literally through what? Seed of man, and through a woman, and through a birth. Reading on. I was nursed and swaddled in clothing, and with Salakia, and that with cares. Therefore, there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. There's no king that had any other beginning of birth. But yet Melchizedek was called the King of Peace. But yet Solomon said no other king had any beginning of birth. So how doesn't he have a father or a mother? It says without descent. So you can't trace back to the sons of God, to the man. Who the hell is it? Where does he come from? You got daggone serpent seed, you got the sons of men, and you got the sons of God. Where does he fit in? Right. And he just exists, man. He just kind of came out of nowhere, man. There's no in-depth breakdown how he got there, right? You don't want to speculate or add into the word, but he just appeared out of nowhere. You understand? He was king, he was a priest, and he gave it to so like Abraham gave it to him, a 10th part, which was fulfilling the Levitical priesthood, and he was a king of peace. He didn't have a father nor a mother, right? Written on. It says, Salakia, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life. So this man, he can't die. So where did he go? Where did he disappear to? Nobody knows, man. He kind of came, then he kind of went, man. It's one of the biggest mysteries in the Bible, man. Can't nobody break this down. All we know is this is Yahushua through the spirit, through the precepts, and through common sense, man. Right? It says what? But made like unto the Son of God abideth a priest continually. How does he abide a priest continually? Because he's literally going to take on that same order that Yahushua fulfilled, him taking on the order of Melchizedek.
There you have it. You got a precept?
This is Psalms chapter 110 and verse 4. The Lord has sworn and will not repent. I mean, the Lord's not going to change from this. Thou art a priest forever after the order of Melchizedek. Right? And this is the Lord literally talking to Yahushua, like I tell you in the first verse, on down, how the Lord says he's going to be a priest forever after the same order of Melchizedek. And Melchizedek literally meaning Malak Chazedek, or Khan, which is king of righteousness, which is Yahushua.
And Malak Shalom, Malak Shalom, or Malak Shalom. Right?
Peace.
That's right. Right, from Princess Naya. Didn't women back then use boss piercings? What's boss piercings? All right, I'm not. Oh, she meant nose to show they was married. Correct me if I'm wrong. She said, then they used nose piercings to show if they was married. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one. All right, now we got to go into the tribe of Naphtali. All right, can you break down the tribe of Naphtali in Genesis 49? Let's deal with it. All right, got to deal with it. Let's go to Genesis chapter 49. That's a tribe breakdown, man. We got to deal with Simeon, Gad. All right, it's not too much about Naphtali, but Naphtali is a hind let loose. He giveth goodly words. So your Naphtali are your so-called Argentina to Chile, right? They dwell out literally on a southwestern part of South America, south in the westernmost part. And when it says they're like a hind let loose, meaning they're always on the go. You have like the ancient gauchos and the Incas, and they were known for migrating and moving across the Andes Mountains and the other parts of the South America, right? When he giveth goodly words, that's plain just going into the hospitality that they had amongst the tribes of that region at the time.
All right, appreciate it.
Bring it up.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 23. And of Naphtali, he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with favor and full with the blessing of the Lord, possess thou the west and the south.
See that? And that's where they at.
Yeah, exactly. I say that.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. You got it, King.
Well, you got to be good.
Go ahead, bro. You got it.
Well, in South America, they have Chile all the way down to Argentina.
Yeah.
So that's literally, and Argentina is south of South America.
That's the most southern part of
Right.
South America.
And
Chile's the most western part.
There you go. There you have it.
Right.
That's it right there.
Yeah. All right. So we'll move on to the next question. Need some good questions through the spirit, man. Is it a sin to wear synthetic weave? Right? Synthetic weave. Let's go to Proverbs 3:31.
All right.
Let's get the class.
Yeah,
Right?
class.
You can't go wrong, man. Proverbs chapter 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, nor choose none of his ways. Right? A lot of the damn Elamites, right? And they cutting up their hair, and the damn Moabites, hey, doing the damn witchcraft over it. And they put in the damn bundle, they spit on it, then they ship it to the hood.
The Edomites, they offer it to their God.
Oh, you see that? They offer it to their God, right?
That's what you think.
Now it's in that damn Chinese store. He's sitting on that tall ass podium he get.
Right.
And then you in the back, you got all them mirrors, and he watching you by the weave. And that's your oppressors, man. You're supposed to embrace your the Lord said in Ezekiel about your natural beauty, man.
Yeah.
Right? He said it was beautiful. It's like it was perfect through the beautiful that I gave it. Paraphrasing. Let me get this real quick. This is Ezekiel. Come. This is Ezekiel chapter 16. Right now, you have a Moabite trying to figure out how to get waves. How do you get them locks? They're plucking their skinny, nasty eyes out, trying to figure out how can they get waves, man. Right? They want the hair that you have. You see them doing the damn pen. They put little things in there, how to get the waves. You're trying to get afros, fake locks. Elamites, they coming with Jordans on, polos, trying to be Jake, man. And you want to be like them. Right? Ezekiel chapter 16 and 14. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, said the Lord God. So the Lord said that the beauty he gave and all the salt we get it from the Lord, man. That's what he's telling you. All of the beauty, all the salt, all of the, you like to wear the chains and the gold, and hey, we get that from the Lord, man. Jakes, I don't like the Lord. I don't like the Lord's standard. I like these nations. Yeah, the Lord gave me chains and gold and silk and bracelets, but look what the Elamites got. There you go, man. Right? Let's get that real quick. Right? This Psalms chapter 50 and verse 2. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, the Most High shined. See, that's a cold one right there. See that? We the perfection of beauty, man. And the Lord said, a woman like palaces, man. Polished after the sea. Look at them ancient palaces. They kind of curved up. Got the sharp edges, man. That's how a woman were, man. You know? There you go, man. And them nations, they fighting to steal your organs, your melanin, and your damn hair. And your bloodline.
And even in the world, right? I'm sure most of your brothers can attest, even in the world, Right, I never like our sisters that's wearing damn weave and wigs.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Right.
The natural hair, even if it's short.
Throw their whole face off.
That's right.
Nobody dealing with no damn weave and wig. I mean, look, if sisters want to wear it, you know what I'm saying?
Don't wear it.
Yeah,
Right.
Don't wear it.
Yeah, if you
Honestly,
want to
don't
wear it, don't wear it.
Don't wear it.
Don't wear it with your fringes on your pants. I mean, your zits on your pants and your weave in your head.
Right.
Right.
Nike sweatpants.
Right.
Man.
And,
Right.
That's a curse too. They're literally trying to overthrow the curse. You can't overthrow the curse of the Lord. Only way you gotta do that is by keeping the commandments. So if you want to get your hair back, it tell you in Isaiah 3:24, you lost your hair because you broke the commandments of the Lord.
Yeah. Because you're haughty
Yeah.
and walk with a stretched forth neck.
Right.
And can't nobody tell you nothing. You always got something to say. Right.
Moving that damn neck.
That's right. That's right.
Damn, rude, man. That's always, man.
All right. So we can move on. You said what?
I was thinking about the young lady at the harbor, Eve, when she was saying Christiana.
Yeah, Carl. Boy, she's a Christiana.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's mad.
Oh, that's 7.
Can you get into men having their hair covered not being a sin? From Kazayah Judah, the Mosai's battle wax. Right? Brother, want to deal with that? 1 Corinthians 11. Can you get into men having their hair covered not being a sin?
Hair is covered.
Praying on that. Just say covered.
I guess that's what he's saying.
What is it?
I guess he's saying prophesying.
We'll just read it real quick. All right, 1 Corinthians. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and 4. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. Right? So if I had this on, right, take the thing on and put it on. I'm going into the scriptures, right? That's evil, man. Sitting there going into the scriptures like this, man. Give me the book of Genesis. I don't even feel right in the spirit, man. You feel evil, right? But guess what, man? Our head isn't covered. We have mitris on, right? Brother got a mitri on. The brother got a mitri on, right? The brother got a mitri on, right? Let's go to Leviticus 8 and 9. Let me get a precept, right? Or you may call it a mitre, right? This is Leviticus chapter 8 and 9. It reads, and the Lord going to put a crown on your head. Is your head going to be covered when the Lord put a crown on your head? And you praising the Most High? Got that on your head. Your head is covered. It's a crown, man. Right? This is Leviticus chapter 8 and 9. And he put the mitri upon his head, also upon the mitri, even upon his forefront. Then he put the golden plate, the holy crown, as the Lord commanded Moses. So was the high priest going off when the Lord told him to put this on his head when he's doing all of the sacrifices in the holiest of holies? No, he had a mitri on, man.
So like somebody said in the comment boards, 1 Corinthians 11 is not talking about your actual head. It's only talking about your house.
Oh, well, that's okay. You got to watch the video. You got to start over from the beginning of the marathon class and work your way back up. Right. As soon as you get to this part, I'm sure you'll probably understand by now. You get 22 hours in, and you'll finally say, I get it. Right? Let me get this quick precept real quick. So, this is Job chapter 29 and 14. Right? What?
Somebody said that.
See that? This Job chapter 29 and 14. It reads, I put on righteousness and it clothed me. My judgment was a robe and a diadem. Now, when you look at that word diadem in the Hebrew, right, it's talking about a turban or a mitri. So Job, wasn't he a perfect man? And when Job put on righteousness, you would say he covered his head. That's what you would say, man. Right? So this is a diadem. Right? That diadem in the Hebrew, a turban or a headdress. You ever see like certain camps, they got the headdress on, then they got they'll have the diadem right there, and they'll have like the headdress coming down. That's what I'm talking about. That's what he had on. It was Job going off. No, he wasn't going off, man. He was a perfect and upright man. Right. So if you got your hoodie on and your hat on and things of that nature, now you kind of playing with fire. You got something else? Yeah, precept.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 45, verse 6. He exalted Aaron and a holy man like unto him, even his brother of the tribe of Levi. I'm going to jump on down. to verse 12. He set a crown of gold upon the mitre, wherein was engraved holiness, an ornament of honor, a costly work, the desires of the eyes, goodly and beautiful. So the Lord said, having a mitre, a crown of gold on of that mitre, that was it's goodly and beautiful. Right? So it's beautiful to have a mitre on, man. Being a priest of the Lord.
Oh, I got something. This is Zechariah chapter 3 and verse 5. And I said, let them set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. Got the angel of the Lord standing by you, man, with the mitre on.
That's right. All right, next question.
I got precepts too.
Okay, Con.
Right, 2 precepts. Right, so book, right, in Leviticus, right, chapter 10 and verse number 5. Right, it says, so they went near and carried them in their coats out the camp, as Moses had said. And Moses said unto Aaron and unto Eleazar and unto Ithamar his sons, uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die, and lest wrath come upon all the people. But let your burden, the whole house of Israel, below the burning which the Lord have kindled. Right, so the sons of Aaron, when they were doing the work in the Levitical priesthood, they had to have their heads covered with mitres, right? Because you can't let sweat, right, then hair follicles, and anything defile the animal sacrifice, right? Because then you'll mess up the whole sacrifice, and then the Lord destroy you and cut you down, right? So when you go into the priestly garments, right, they had to find linen breeches, right? That way they sweat not, man. Right? The meat trees, man. Right? The coverings, man. Right? The Levites, I had to make sure they were covered up of doing the work, man. Right? And not profaning the sacrifice. Right? And I got another precept, man. Right? Because a lot of brothers, right, like to go to this precept, right, pull it, right, all out of context, right, and then make a whole damn doctrine out of it, man. Right? That's the book, right, of 2 Samuel chapter 15, right? And we're going to break this thing down in context, man, right? Because nowhere in the scriptures, right, did the Lord give man, right, a authority, right, to have his head covered, right, fully covered with a damn mantle, right? It's not biblical, right? The 2 Samuel chapter 15 and verse 30, it says, and David went up and ascent of the Mount Olive and wept as he wept, and had his head covered, and he went barefoot, and all the people that was with him covered every man his head, and they went up weeping as they went up, man. Right? And brothers like, well, hold on, hey, stop right there, man. Right? 2 Samuel 15 and 30, man. Hey, David and all the men covered their head, man. Hey, that's not what that's talking about, man. Right. If you read and pay attention, man, and keep it in context, it's them going into the house of the morning, right? And if you read literally, right, 2 verses down, right, it's going to explain, right, what that head covering is, man. Right? I'm gonna jump down, right, to verse, right, number 32. It says, right, and it reads, and it came to pass that when David was come to the top of the mount where he worshipped Yahweh, behold, Hushai the Archite came to meet him with his coat rent and earth upon his head, man. So David wasn't serving the Lord, right, with a damn mantle on, right, and a damn fitted cap, right, with a damn snapback on, right? No, it was earth and ashes upon his head, right? The same way, brothers, they put ash and put earth upon their head to humble themselves before the Day of Atonement. Right, our forefathers were literally weeping, right, and mourning, man, right, and put earth upon their head, right. There's a man had to go into it, right, because Israel, like to go to and pull certain precepts out of context and then damn flee, man, right? Hey, they act like damn Christians, man. You take that one little precept, kind of tuck it, and then you damn run with it, right? Right, and you can't do that, man. Hey, you gotta break this thing down, man, through the spirit of righteousness. I kind of got it.
All right, moving on. All right, Malik Wright. What's up with all these guys going around filling people with the Holy Spirit and making them fall out?
What?
I don't know.
Filling
What you
those
mean?
people with the Holy Spirit.
You know them people that be like this, and then they fall on the floor.
Oh,
That's what he talking
I
about.
thought you were talking about falling out the truth.
Nah, I believe he's talking about them people that be waving their jacket. And then, yeah, it's like
Might fly back.
yeah. Let me well, that's not real, right? That's called
Witchcraft.
and taking money and
Right.
getting the bag, getting the bag.
Entertainment.
Let's go to the one of the most classic verses in Micah 3:11. What's that guy named Joshua? Damn, it's a guy named what's his name?
Someone in Houston.
Yeah, a preacher.
Yeah. He's a
damn.
sodomite.
Oh, yeah, sodomite.
Sodomite.
He
He
be-
with the damn.
Oh, he be throwing.
He is
Jacket
caught with the
wave.
damn train.
Yeah. Let me.
Oh,
Jacket
Yeah,
wave.
that's that man.
Jacket waving past.
Yeah, he was a train. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, here you go. Look at this old nasty.
the white guy?
Nah.
What is?
Joshua. This
Look like an Elon Musk.
young Jake. Nah, I think young Jake. Young Jake passed.
Young Jake.
Nah, that's the one guy.
She got cancer. Damn.
It's good for you.
Look at this.
Oh,
Face claw and eagle claw. Damn. Now is that the scriptures? Is that biblical? When did the Lord say act the act? Go to the church and act the fool, man.
Leper called monkey punching this thing, man. When the Lord say damn play Tekken, man, in church.
Right.
That's mad.
Let me get this in Micah 3:11.
So lucky, all those seats were filled too.
Yeah.
They were all filled.
Well, that's like WWF. People like stuff like that. They know deep down inside it's not real, but they like the entertainment. Right? This Micah 3:11. The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire. So they doing that for money, man. They getting paid, man. They cut, and the people that's getting performed on, they know, look, they rehearse that throughout the week. They come in Sunday at 9, they gotta come in at Tuesday at 10, they gotta get it right and get mad at them. He said, look, this is my big break. I need to get people to understand that I have the Holy Spirit. It's not biblical, man. Right? It says the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean, yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, it's not the Lord among us, none evil can come upon us. So that's what they say, man. The Lord with us, man. We get this money, man. We get the bag, man. That's off. So that stuff isn't biblical. It's nothing but theatrics, extortion, witchcraft, seduction, and lies.
I got a precept.
Gun.
Right? The book of Song of Solomon, right, chapter 2, and verse number 15. Take us the foxes and little foxes that spoil the vines, man. So these foxes are these different nations. They coming in. You got to understand the vineyard is the nation of Israel. Got the fruit growing on. You understand that's how it works. And then you add these nasty, creepy creatures. They crawling in unawares. You got the Elamites, got the Edomites, got the Ammonites, got the Moabites. You got the Ishmaelites. You got all of these different damn heathens. They crawling in the garden, snatching up the fruit, man. It says what? For our vines have tender grapes, meaning we easily offended. We can easily fall out. We easily get manipulated. And that wind kind of damn blow too hard, and them grapes fall off the tree, man. We'll be literally dispatched from our source without being able to grow with that true vine, which is Yahweh. So we got to beware of all of these different creatures, you understand, living in the spiritual wilderness. And they're coming in and they snatching off the pleasant fruit that's trying to grow, man.
Was that something else on that?
I got precept.
Bring it up.
It's the book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 9. Verse 10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers." Right? That man walking up there saying holy, holy, and kind of damn.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Then doing a damn windmill to the damn chest, man.
Right.
The Lord ain't dealing with that. Reading on, it says, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must stop, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. And the brother made the point. The whole damn audience was filled up. Everybody was in there. You know, everybody had to pay damn tithes, according to them. So they had to kind of point to the back of the damn church and say, "Look, that's the ATM over there. Put some money in the collection plate." So that's filthy lucre's sake. The Lord said our mouths need to be stopped, and it will be.
Let me get a precept. Right, this song. Chapter 12. No, sorry, verse number 12. Right, Psalm 12 and 2. Right? There we go. Right, Psalm chapter 12 and verse 2. And it reads, "They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor, with flattering lips, and with a double heart do they speak." Right? So all the thing, theatrics, man, right? The thing shows, right? The damn blowing you and then you damn fall out, man. Hey, all the flattering lips, man.
Right.
Right, and double talking, right? And gangstering, man. And use out of a double heart, right? And to deceive the people and rob them of their money, man. And keep them coming back, man. And keep them entertained with a good show. Right, they ain't gonna read, they ain't gonna study.
Right.
They're gonna come here, get entertained.
Right.
Get them rocked, get them tucked in. Right, get the damn blanket on and get rocked to sleep.
Right.
With them Christianity, folly, vanity, and madness, man. Right, verse 3. It says, "The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things." Right, in the last days, man, men like that are going to get cut down and destroyed in these last days, right? And the Lord said He's going to cut off all flattering lips, right? Right, all men, right, who teach for filthy lucre, man, right? A damn teach for hire, man, gainsaying the people, man, and leading the people straight into darkness, man. And they give all that blood, man, and iniquity upon their hands, man. Hey, they're damn filthy, man, right? And the Lord is going to give them a just recompense for all the filthy lies and profaner of the gospel and the word. Yeah, but I should now shut up.
Can you read the last verse?
All right, come. All right, verse number 8. It reads, "The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted."
Talking about that big congregation.
Yeah.
Walking right next to him.
That's right. That's a mean one, man. When the vilest men are exalted. All right. So we're moving on to the next question. When we get married, do we do it under the white man law? Right? Let me get this in Exodus 22:16. All right. Did you get? Hey, I'm gonna show you something, man. I seen this the other day. Right? A lot of you Jakes, man, this is how you get married. Let me pull this up. Right? Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, give me 1 second. Right? Now check this out. It says, I have to get this whole thing. You got it, King. I'm gonna find this real quick.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 24 and verse 66. And Isaac told, so again, the servant told Isaac all the things he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. So Isaac didn't have to go to damn Esau or go to the Egyptians or go to whoever was in charge at the time, or whoever was ruling at the time, whatever ruling nation. He didn't go back to Egypt. None of those things happen, man. So we don't have to go to Esau to get married, right? That's just not what we got to do. When you lay down with a woman, like Isaac did with Rebekah, right? That was his wife. It's going to tell you that. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. and he loved her. Then Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Right, so that's it. We went in the tent. They didn't play damn spades all night, just 2-player spades. They didn't do that. You know.
There you go.
There you got it.
Right.
I got precept.
I had Exodus 22 and 16. Right, just the book of Exodus, chapter 22 and verse 16. It reads, that it's in the law. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, he shall, it's like in lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. So really in the ancient way, you're supposed to go to the father, right? But you might not went to the father. You might just lie with her. You might entice her. Your father probably didn't know. You got to make her your wife regardless of the situation, right? You can't say, well, that's my, hey, well,
That's my little joint.
my little joint. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to play the field. That's your rib, man. That's your woman.
Right.
You know? And guess what? That's your wife now. A lot of brothers say, I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. Once you marry, you can't put her away in this truth. Right. The disciples said it's not good to be married. If I can't put her away from anything, I'm not marrying nobody. Because they was putting away their wife for any cause. Right. Now when you lay down with a woman, and if she can't cook, she can't sew, her breasts stink, she had dentures on the whole time. She's taking dentures out after you got laying with her, put them in a nasty jar. You got to deal with it, man. Right? You got it.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 15. Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Yahushua? Shall I then take the members of Yahushua and make them the members of an harlot? God forbid. What does it mean take the members and then joining them with a harlot, man? I mean, if you lie down with a harlot, you become what? One flesh.
Right.
Literally. And it reads, what? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot, and join meaning to lay down together, is one body. For two saith he shall be one flesh, but he that is joined unto the Lord is one spirit. That's why we got to be joined to the Lord on a physical, spiritual level, man. We got to physically come before the Lord to be joined, and on a spiritual level be joined before the Lord. But if you join to Babylon on a physical level, you had all the parties, the bars, the clubs, nightclubs, you had all the carnivals, and your spirit is engulfed, right? You understand, you loving it, you're getting down with Christmas, Easter, New Year's, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, all of these things. Hey man, you already committed spiritual fornication. That's how serious this thing is. Flee fornication. That's why the Lord said that. Because you can't be going around just popping women. That's off, man. Yeah, that's fornication. The Lord will kill you for that, man. You taking the precious daughters of Zion and turning them into whores, man. Hey, all you so-called, that pimp spirit, that gotta go, man. It's not of the Lord, man. Walking around with a damn big ass hat on, with a shirt all the way out here with a suit, man. When did the Lord say that? Well, the Lord said to take care of your wives, man. Treat them how you would treat yourself. Love one another. Be there for one another. And literally grow old and die for one another, man. And say what? Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body. So if you commit fornication, you sin against your own body, because your body is your temple. You defile your temple, guess what? You defiling the Lord, man. You got it, King.
So would it be often like not have like a ceremony like you get might go like saying like get legally married?
It wouldn't be all, because I mean you got to be wise in the society too, because anything can happen to somebody. Then Esau can say, "Well, who the hell are you? I'm her husband. I don't see no paperwork. I don't see no ring. We don't give a damn." But what does it say that? It don't say thou has that. Thou must have paperwork. Thou must have the ring. You're not dealing with the ring, the Roman pagan customs. You know what I'm saying? But it is wise to play the other side of the fence and be wise as a serpent to make sure that, Lord forbid, if anything were to happen financially or physically, that you have some type of say so. But at the end of the day, you know, we put all our trust in the Lord. However it goes through the Spirit regardless.
Hang it up.
This is Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24. It says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Right? When you go over to Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 22, it says, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children. Right? And that's going into, sometimes it is good, like brother just said, to get that formal marriage on paper so that you can pass it down. and not just have it rust over back into Esau's hands.
Precept. It's the book of Tobit, chapter 7, and verse number 13. And it reads, Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand, saying, by the hand, and gave her to be wife to Tobias, man. Right, verse 8. You got this man, Raguel, right, who gave his daughter unto Tobias, man, or to wife. Right? It says, saying, Behold, take her after the law of Moses, and lead her away to thy father, and he blessed them. Right? No, what is after the law of Moses, man? Right? That's you a land down, right? Do your thing, man. Right? Then boom, y'all married, man. You are one flesh and now twain. Right? Verse 14, and called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it. Right? So they were already married under the law, but they also took that the instrument of covenants, right, and sealed it, right, of which would be symbolic for your modern day marriage certificate, right? Right. So you could also have that paperwork as well, but sex consummates that marriage.
Good point. Her father rejoiced when he seen him alive. Man.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I'm saying? Coming out of the chamber. Yeah. No righteous father will be rejoicing after fornication. Man.
Yeah, and the point is too that instruments of covenant, you don't have to get that from your oppressor. You can get a legal document, you understand, from this man, but your instruments of covenant are done strictly within your nation. You have people getting the so-called white man's paperwork, calling it the instruments of covenant. No, that's done amongst the Israelites, man. Any covenant, any contract that deal with the nation, that's done amongst the elders and the fathers of the people to validate that marriage, man. Right? That's Sirach 42:7 on down, deliver all things in writing. Right? And we went into that last week when Laban met Jacob. He kind of told him at the covenant certain things he wanted within that his daughter's marriage, man. He said, I don't want you to take another take another wives, man. Or you can't harm my daughter in any way, or pretty much this contract is over with. Esau can't tell you that, man. Right? You have no say-so in that. Right, Shalom. So we can move on. Right? Acts 28 and 29. Gentiles and the Jews departed. Break it down. Break down all of Acts 28 and 20. You got to be specific. Because if we got a lot of people with a lot of questions, and the more specific your question is, the better we have to be able to gauge how to answer it. Yeah, just Acts 28 to 29 and the Jews departed. We'll need a particular precept.
No, that's precept.
Oh, he want Acts 28 and 29. Oh, I thought he wanted. Okay, yeah, I'm checking. Even though there's no Acts 29, I thought. Okay, bring it up.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 28 and verse 29. And when he had said these words, the Jews departed and had great reason among themselves.
Yeah, read 28.
Verse 28. Be it known, therefore, unto you that the salvation of Yahweh is sent unto the Gentiles.
Yeah, he was talking about that the Israelite foreigners now have the door open to them. Let's go to Romans 11:11. Now open to them to be able to receive salvation. Right? So you have the Jews and you have the Gentiles, the circumcision and the uncircumcision. The uncircumcision are Israelite foreigners, rather that's northern kingdom or Jews who are Hellenized, and the southern kingdom is predominantly your Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. You also had other tribes that dwelt amongst the southern kingdom, like Anna the prophetess, and other people of that other tribes. Let's bring that up.
Romans 11:11. This is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall?
Yeah, have they stumbled that they should fall? Go on.
God forbid, but rather through their fall.
Whose fall? The Jews. They fell. Listen to how they dealt with the Lord, man. They rejected the Lord. They were blinded. Rather through their fall, what happened?
Salvation is come unto the Gentiles.
Now the other Israelite foreigners can come into this thing. Go on.
For to provoke them to jealousy.
Now they got to get back on fire, right? So they can get back in this thing, right? And get in good grace with the Most High. So we can go back to Acts 28.
It's a book
and it's like if you go to Cold Cuts channel, type in Cold Cuts Gentiles, you have in-depth breakdowns, right, elaborately covering who the Gentiles are. Right. So let's bring this out.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 28, verse 28. Be it known, therefore, unto you that the salvation of Yahweh is sent unto the Gentiles, and that they will hear it. And when he had said these words, the Jews departed and had great reason among themselves.
Yeah, trying to figure out what the hell is he talking about, man? I don't get it. The Gentiles, why would they be able to make it? Right? Where are the Jews? That's what it means, great reasoning amongst themselves. Doesn't mean a white man can be saved. When it says the Gentiles receive salvation, don't mean the Esau. Let's go to Isaiah 46 and 13. That's a fulfillment of Bible prophecy. Isaiah 46 and 13.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 46 and verse 13. I bring near my righteousness, it shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry, and I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory.
That's plain. Salvation was always for Israel. Last time I checked in Malachi 3 and 6, it says, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. If the Lord change, we'll be consumed. We'll be out of here, man. And he'll disannul the covenant. If the Lord don't change, that's why we still alive.
Yeah, precept. Right, it's the book of Acts, chapter 26 and verse number 4. My manner of life from my youth, which was at the first among my own nation at Jerusalem, known all the Jews, man. Right now who are the Jews, man? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi.
Right.
And Paul said that he was known amongst his own nation, right? Why? Because Northern Kingdom, right, and the Israelites who became Hellenized, who followed after the customs, right, of the Babylonians and the other nations, they got cut off and cast away, right? It tells you about that in Psalms 147, right, verse 1 through 2, right? It's a time to cast away stones, and it's a time to gather stones back, right?
Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Come, yeah, it's in there too, right? But let me get that real fast, all right? This Psalm chapter 147. All right. Psalm chapter 147, right? And verse number 2. It says, the Lord doeth building up Jerusalem, he gathered together the outcasts of Israel. Right? So now the Lord in these last days, he's now gathering back those outcasts of Israel, right? Who were once cast away, who fell away, right? Fell under the philosophies of these other nations, right? So back in Acts, right? Acts 26 and 5, which knew me from the beginning, if they would testify that after the most straightest set of our religion, I lived a Pharisee, and now I stand and am judged for this hope of the promise made of Yahweh unto our fathers, until which the promise of our 12 tribes. Hold on now, man. No, where are the rest of the 12 tribes at, man? Right? What do you see in the book of Matthew, right? Luke, right? John, right? Mark, right? You seen the Lord and apostles right dealing with Zebulon, right? Issachar, Asher, right? Naphtali, right? The Lord, he was only dealing with the Jews, right? With Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? But Paul, who was anointed a prophet, right, by the Most High, man, he said that he believed in a promise, to our 12 tribes, man, right? I'm gonna read that again. It says, until which promise our 12 tribes instantly serving Yahweh day and night, hope to come forward, which hope sake, King Agrippa, I am accused of the Jews, man. Right. So Paul was saying that he was getting accused, getting persecuted by the Jews, right? Because he was preaching right in the kingdom, right, and repentance for all 12 tribes of Israel, right, to come back into the fold, right.
This is a quick precept. This is Acts 28, that same chapter, verse 20. For this cause, therefore, have I called for you, to see you and to speak with you, because of that, for the hope of Israel, I am bound with this chain. All right. He said, for the hope of this is why I'm getting locked up, this is why I'm getting stoned, this is why I'm getting persecuted, this is why I'm traveling all around the damn known world, because Israel. Right? Not the other nations. So we can move on. From Israel Mafia. Where you at? City and state.
What that mean?
We in Baltimore, Maryland, right? That's where the school is at. We have camps in other locations, right? Hit up
like Debo.
They hit up the email. Just get into the email, you know? So where you at? City and state. All right, from Yesenia Aladarando Lewis. What about the tribe of Ephraim? Were they known for anything good? All right. Let's deal with it. Let's deal with it, man. All right, brothers, gonna go to the book of Judges. All right, let me get this. Somebody got something? All right, I got something in Judges chapter 8.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go to.
All right, this Judges chapter 8 and 1. And the men of Ephraim said unto him, why hast thou served us thus, that thou callest us not when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites? So the Ephraimites, they was known for valiant men. All throughout the Old Testament, they get heated. The number one thing that pissed Ephraim off is when they don't get called to battle.
Yeah.
It's one account, they raise hell, man. You call us to battle, they start pillaging and destroying stuff, man. Ephraim, they want to get down with it, man. When it's go time, they want to go. When it's time to make moves, they want to make moves. They were valiant men of war, man. And they got mad, right? They got mad and said, how come you didn't call us? I believe it's Gideon. They got mad at Gideon and said, how come you didn't call us to the battle? What's going on, right? We was down. It says, when thou wentest to fight with the Midianites, and they did chide with them sharply, meaning they start kind of down, yelling at them. Probably, we want to fight too. We want to get down. We want to kill those so-called white man and the Hamites and all the other nations. Man.
Shaking the hand.
Yeah, shaking the hand. Man. So Ephraim, guess what? They love to take down the enemy and they love to beat up with their brother. Is that something else?
Come on.
Bring it
Right,
up.
it's, First Chronicles chapter 12 and verse, right, number 29. It says, and of the children of Benjamin, the kindred of Saul, 3,000, for hereto the greatest part of them had kept the ward of the house of Saul, and the children of Ephraim, 20,800 mighty men of valor, famous throughout the house of their fathers, man.
Yeah.
So Ephraim, man, they were some famous fighters, man, warriors, man, mighty, man. Had the damn shield, that buckler, man, them doing the thing, got the spear, damn, throwing it, damn, pull the knife out, right, stab it, eat him, right, pull the spear out, do it, and 360, man. Hey, all hell break loose, man.
Damn 360.
Hey, Ephraim's getting down, man.
Right.
Mighty men, man, through the spear, man. All crazy.
So Ephraim was known for doing great things, man. So they start going off.
Right.
Like most tribes. How do y'all propose to your wife? Or do you just lay with your wife to be with her? We kind of covered that, right? We don't get on the right? Got the damn dolphins in the background.
Right.
I press the button and the fireworks go off. And the doves come out, and then she say no. Right? That's off, man.
Got recorded.
It's recorded, man. Or we at the baseball games, look at the jumbotron.
Right.
Damn kiss cam, and they say, will you marry me, man?
Right.
You know? No, we didn't do that. Right? Took the other option. So let's move on. And wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right. So I say, and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Moving in the spirit of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? Got to clarify, man. Can you break down Exodus chapter 6 and 3 from Kazakh, Shakat? Let's deal with it. Exodus chapter 6 and 3. We've been in bondage for 24 hours.
And verse number 3. And it reads, and I appeared unto Abraham and Isaac and unto Jacob by the name of Yahweh Almighty, but by my name Yahweh was I not known to them. Right? So our people were in bondage and captivity, right? Because Israel, we went into Egypt in 70 souls, man. Right? It tells you that in the book, right, of Genesis, it's like of Exodus, the first chapter, right? Right? And went bond and it's subject under Pharaoh, right, for 400 years, right? Right? So our people didn't know the Lord, right? Until brought out under the hand of Moses.
Yeah, and that's not saying nobody never knew the name of the Most High. Because then Moses asked the Most High, well, if they ask me who sent me, what name am I going to give them? And he said, I am, meaning, look, Yahweh, tell them, look, he sent me. Right? So everybody, they knew the name of the Most High, but not on the level of being under the bond of a covenant. Right? This is Genesis 22 and verse 14. And Abraham called the name of that place Yahweh Yerah, as it is said this day, and the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. So Abraham knew about the name of Yahweh. That's Genesis. Let me get that in Genesis 4. Right? Genesis chapter 4 and 26. Adam knew about the name of the Lord. Any offering has to be done by Shema Mashak Yahushua, man. When Abel did the sprinkling of the blood, you have to know the name of the Lord, man. Right? This Genesis 4 and 26. And to Seth, to him also there was born a son. And he called his name Enos. Then began man to call upon the name of the Lord. So it's not like the name of the Lord was just manifest to Moses, right? The names were given to Enoch. Enoch prophesied in the name of the Lord. Noah prophesied in the name of the Lord. Any prophet you're sent by the Most High, and the Most High gives you his name. Huh? You know.
You read Genesis 12.
I read Genesis 22 and 15 and Genesis 4 and 26.
All right, come on, right? This is the book of Genesis, chapter 8 and verse 20. It says, and Noah builded an altar unto the Lord and took every clean beast. Now, how did Noah, right? Ain't know how to build the altar, right? Ain't know, okay, all right, hey, I got to bring the clean beast, man.
Right.
Hey, Noah builded a altar unto the Lord, man. Amen. When Noah was doing the animal sacrifices, man, he had to call upon somebody, man. Right. And that name was Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, and took of every clean beast and of every clean fowl and offered burnt offerings on the altar. Right? It's the book of Genesis, chapter 12 and verse number 8. And it reads, and he, so actually, I'm starting verse 7. Right? It says, and the Lord appeared unto Abraham and said, unto thy seed will I give this land. There builded he an altar unto the Lord, who appeared unto him. Right? So the Lord appeared unto Abram, right? And our forefather Abraham, he built an altar unto the Lord, right? And made atonements, and made burnt offerings, and made sacrifices, man. Right? And so our forefathers knew the name of the Lord, man. Right? Verse number 8, it says, and he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west and Hai on the east, and there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and he called upon the name of the Lord, man. And so Abraham called upon the name of the Lord in just the 12th chapter, man. Right? So of course, man knew who the Most High was, man. Right? Abraham called upon the name of the Lord, man. Right? It's plenty upon tables. It's documented, man.
That's right. I got a precept.
You know.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 35 and verse 6. So Jacob came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people that were with him. And he built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there God appeared unto him when he fled from the face of his brother. So it said that the Lord appeared unto him, and then he built the altar to him, man. So of course we knew the Lord, you understand, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. We knew him, he appeared unto us, and we did, you understand, offerings. When you read on down, he did a drink offering in verse 14.
That's right. I tell you in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 10 that Jacob saw the king of the Most High, man. So he knew about the Most High. Right? You got something? You got something else?
Right, right. So right, the book, right, of Genesis, right, chapter 31 and verse number 53. It says, the God of Abraham and the God of Nahor, the God of their father, judge betwixt us, and Jacob sware by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mount and called his brethren to eat bread. And they did eat bread and tarried all night in the mount, man. Right, so Jacob, man, right, our forefather Israel, he had understanding of who our forefathers was, man, right, and the name of our God, man, right, and built, right, and made a sacrifice upon the altar, man, right, that the God of our fathers, right, Nahor, right, Abraham, right, Isaac, and Jacob.
I got some. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 20. And Jacob vowed the vow, saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in this way, that I will go, will give me bread to eat and remnant to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace. Then shall the Lord be my God. And this stone, hey, that just got fulfilled when we just read it, man. Because the Lord did do that. And he is his God. Read about that in Genesis chapter 35 on down. The same place he took the drink offering, right? Reading on, it says, and this stone which is set for a pillar shall be God's house. And in that pillar is what you read about literally in the 35th chapter. And of all that thou give me, I will surely give a tenth unto thee. And the Lord, amen. Jacob said he will give a tenth unto the Lord. So you have to know the Lord to give a tenth unto the Lord. Man.
That's right. So we can move on to the next question. Break down Galatians chapter 3 and 28.
Let's deal with.
It's the classic.
Right.
Man, the way the Most High set up that Galatians, man. He put the Most High, I'm gonna put Jews, I'm gonna put Greek, bond or free, I'm gonna just destroy man's mind.
Right. Hey, they got a strong.
Yeah. Galatians 3. Come on, you wanna get into it?
Come. Right. So it's the book of Galatians, chapter 3, and verse number 28. It says, there is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither bond nor free, there is neither male nor female, for ye are all one in Hamashiach Yahushua. Right? Now, what does that mean? That there is neither Jew nor Greek. Right? Because you had Israelites, right, who are Hellenized, right, who are called Greeks. Right? Let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 6, and verse number 1, man. Hey, you got to get into the history, man. Right? Understanding, right, why these men are being called Greeks, right? And why the Lord is using certain terminology, right? It's the book of Acts, chapter 6, right, and verse number 1. It says, and in those days, when the number of the disciples was multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews because their widows were neglected in the daily ministry, right now, when you go into this word in the Greek, right, it's not talking about, right, damn, it was damn Edomites, man, right, and Israelites fighting in a temple, man, right, and no, this word in the Greek, right, for the Grecians, right, it's talking about Greek speaking Jews,
Bring it out,
right, Israelites, right, who spoke Greek, right, let's bring it out, right, you got Gentile for me, King?
I was gonna get Grecian too.
Come, right. So let's get this word in the Greek for the Grecians, right? In Acts, right, 6 and verse number 1, right, and play it, right? It's G1675, man. Hellenistes, right? Which means a Hellenist, one who imitates the manners and customs or worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands speaking Greek.
That's a cut.
Right? It's playing upon tapes. Right? Hey, and you can get into it, right, on the blue letter, right? Kind of got the damn thing, man. Right? Hey, so you got to get into the Greek and the Hebrew, man. Right? All right, so let's go back to that and
what precept did you bring up?
Come on, Acts 6 and 1.
Okay, that was
Come on. All right.
Yeah, those Israelite women that spoke Greek being neglected.
Come on. All right, Shalom.
Hellenista and Helen are two different words, like the brother going into, man.
All right, come on, so let's go back to it, all right? Right, Galatians, right, 3, right, and verse number 28, right? It reads, right, verse 29. It says, and if ye be Hamashiachs, then ye are Abraham's seed and heirs according to the promise, man. Right now, who are the seed according to the promise, man? Hey, Romans 9, it cuts the whole ideology that the promises were given to everybody, man. Right? Because Paul said, hey, he wrote it out, man. Right? That I wish that myself could be a curse, for Christ, right? For my kinsmen, right? According to the flesh, who are Israelites, man. Right, so who pertained, right, the adoption, right, the custom, so like the adoption and the glory, the service of God, man, right? Reading on, or and the promises, man. All these things were promises to the Israelites when you read Romans the 9th chapter, man. Right. But let's read
right? Let's read up and keeping these things in context, man. Right? Let's read Galatians, right? Chapter 3 and verse number 16. It says, actually, Shalak, right? Let me read verse 15. It says, brethren, I speak after the manner of men, though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, right? And what confirms the covenant?
Anybody know?
What confirms the covenant?
Yeah. Okay, animal sacrifice. What else? More specific. Blood. Right? Right, blood. Right? So with Moses in the wilderness, man, right? Moses, and he sprinkled the blood upon the people, man. Right? Letting, right, the covenant it be upon us, man. Right? You read about that in Exodus 24 chapter, right? As well. Right? Also, reading on. It says, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or added thereto, man. Right? So the Most High, who was righteous, who is not a man who he should lie. It says no man can disannul, meaning that this contract can no longer be null and void, and also can no man add thereunto, man. Right? Meaning with the Lord, he's not going to add the Edomites now, and now the Ishmaelites can get in there. Right, and Lord, he's gonna set up a select group of Hamites, man. This covenant, this contract was made specifically for the Israelites, man. Right, for the 12 tribes, man. Right, not just the Jews, right, which only make up 3 tribes, right, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right, but for all 12 tribes.
That's right.
Right, Ephraim, right, Manasseh, right, Gad, right, Simeon, right, Reuben, Zebulun, Naphtali, right, Asher, man, right, Simeon, man, right. Hey, it was made for all of the 12 tribes, man, right. So reading on, it says, verse 16. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said, not as to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach, man. Right now, let's see what this seed was, right? That this promise was made to, man. Right, because because our forefathers, right? Abraham had many children, right?
That's right. That's right.
He's the father of many nations, right? But until one was the promises given to him.
Right.
Right. Let's go to Genesis, right? Chapter 19. Right. Genesis chapter 17 and verse number 19. It says, and Yahweh said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac, and I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Right? And so we seeing, right, that the Lord, he's dealing with a chosen bloodline, man, from Genesis, right, all the way to Revelations, man. And the Lord has always been dealing with a chosen line, right, a leader to the Israelites, man, right, not all these other nations, man, right. And it said, right, with Isaac and his seed after him, man, right. And now we already know, right, that Isaac, he had Esau and Jacob, man, right. But the promises, the glory, the blessing, man, it went to Jacob, man, right. This verse number 20, it says, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee, behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, right? So the Lord said that he'll give Ishmael, right, make him a mighty nation, right? But he said that his covenant, right, was going to be with Isaac, right, and with his seed after him, right? And the Lord put not Esau, right, and chose Jacob, right? So let's go back to it, right? And now having the context, right? Galatians 3 and 16, right? Sticking in the same chapter, keeping things in context. It says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said, not and to seeds as of many, but as one, right? And we know that chosen seed, right, was from Abraham, right, to Isaac, right, to Jacob, right? And to thy seed, which is Hamashiach. And I say that the covenant that was confirmed before
of Yahweh and Hamashiach, man. Right. So this covenant was already a prophesy of old, right? Right. From Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, man. Right. It says the law, which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effect, man. Right. So the promises go of a slock. So the promises will go of none effect. Right. If the Most High was to annul the covenant, right. The Lord would tell Abraham, right, that his seed, right, was going to be in bondage for 400 years, man. Right. And then just for the Lord to lie to him, man. Right. That's wicked, man. Right. That's false dealings, man. The Lord is righteous, man. And the Lord is perfect, man. Right. And we understand going precept upon precept, right? Reading with the Spirit, right, and reading things in context, right? That these Jews and Greeks, man, right, and these bondmen and free men, these men and women in the Lord, right, according to the promise, right, I'm talking about Israelites. All right, you got it.
Yeah, I want to get this quick precept, right, because it's speaking about a bloodline. A lot of people read Galatians 3:28 and they negate everything else in the Bible. Any prophecy, any promise like the brother went into, you completely negate it. There's Genesis 22:17. That in blessing I will bless thee. And it's this the Lord talking to Abraham. And in multiplying, I will multiply thy seed as the stars of heaven. Now, it said in Galatians that seed is Hamashiach Yahweh, right? It reads, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed, who is the seed to tell you that's the Lord, shall possess the gate of his enemies. Well, who is the enemies of Yahweh? Right? All the other nations, man.
Right.
So how is the Lord coming to save all of the other nations when it was prophesied that Yahweh would enslave everybody else? Right. That makes no sense, man. But that's why when you go to those words, Jew, Greek, bond, free, male, female, they're all Israelites from different social classes. You have men Israelites. You have Peter, Thomas, John. You have female Israelites. You had Dorcas. You had Phoebe. You had Martha. Was that male nor there's neither. You had Jews, man. The Apostle Paul, Barnabas, they're Jews. Benjamin and Levi. You had Greeks. You had Stephen, it's like your Apollos, Narcissus, Trophimus. Those are all Greeks. They all believed in Yahweh, right? Jew nor Greek, bond or free. Who was bond? Onesimus. Who was free? Philemon, man. You have Paul was free. Other men were in bondage. There's bond nor free, male nor female. It don't matter as long as you believe in Yahweh. No matter if you're 10 foot tall. It don't matter if you're real dark skinned. It don't matter if you're in jail. It don't matter if you got 50 cars. It don't matter. Stop making that verse about everybody, man. Right. Instead about the social classes and the lifestyle that the Israelites experienced during the time of the Roman captivity. And regardless of your lifestyle, through your faith in Yahweh, you will still be able to receive the promises because the promises of what? Was of faith.
That's Genesis 22 and what?
17. And when you read the next verse in Galatians 3, it tells you, and if it be Abraham's seed, then are you heirs according to the promise. And you go to Romans 9:4, it says, who are Israelites, to who pertain to the adoption and the covenants and the promises, paraphrasing them. So we've received the promises.
Right.
Can't get around it.
Right, it's the book of Sirach, chapter 44 and verse 20. Who kept the law of the Most High and was in covenant with him. He established a covenant in his flesh, and when he was proved, he was found faithful. Right? Talking about Abraham, reading on. It says, wherefore he assured him by an oath that he will bless the nations in his seed, and that he will multiply him as the dust of the earth and exalt his seed as the stars. Or what's his seed? Isaac and Jacob. Reading on. It says, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea and from the river unto the utmost part of the land. Where we're going to inherit all of this. It's all going to be ours. Right? How is the heathen going to be joined with us when literally we're going to inherit their land?
That's right.
Verse 22. With Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake the blessing of all men and the covenant, and made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him in his blessing and gave him an heritage and divided his portion among the 12 tribes did he part them. So that's only for Israel. That's plain.
That's plain.
I got one more. right? Just to add into it. Brothers done threw thousands of daggers, right? Damn swords done flied out. There should be no reason why people still thinking this verse is pertaining to the whole wide world.
Right.
Should be the so-called white man.
Right.
Right? It's the book of First Maccabees, right? Chapter 1 and verse number 40. And it reads, as had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to the whole kingdom that all should be one people. Does it mean all should be one people? Same with a so-called white man indoctrinate the whole earth, trying to make everybody a damn American, sticking a damn flag in their face. You got the Moabite damn pledge allegiance to the flag.
Right.
Man. What the hell does he know about the damn flag, man? Right. Everybody drunk. Everybody want to be one people under this new world order, man. It say what? That all should be one people, and everyone shall leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. And that's what they do, man. They got Jake right now. They make themselves modern day Americans. They make themselves modern day, all of these different places and customs that they took on, man. I got another precept. You got a point, King?
I had a precept.
Go ahead, you can get yours.
I got this one in a prayer of Manasseh, right? First sentence, it says, O Lord, Almighty God of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and of their righteous seed, who has made heaven and earth with all the ornament thereof, who has bound the sea by the word of thy commandment.
That's plain,
the
man.
righteous
their righteous seed. Lord only dealing with one seed, man. Right? That's plain.
That's something else? Yeah. All right, we're moving on. How do you spell Tecumseh? That's T, remember the Gadite, Techumseh. That's a Gadite, right? Tecumseh, an Israelite warrior. Can y'all break down the curse of Jeconiah? I'm not too sure of that one. You got to be specific.
Yeah. Scripture.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Chapter verse.
Yeah,
Talking about that book chapter verse.
All right. All right. Let's see. We got to get a few more. Right. But let's get the most out here. We ain't doing it through the spirit, right? We in this thing, right? Right, we in this thing through the spirit, man. So let's see, there's really no more questions, man. Right? We gotta go in the spirit, man.
Yeah,
We pushing.
I would say,
We pushing
40
it.
minutes. So.
We 40 minutes and we pushing it, man. Yeah. Let's go to the book of Revelation.
Cut.
Let's go to the book of Revelation. What chapter we going to? What you say, Thawan? 11.
Hey, that's a spirit.
That's what you say.
I don't know. I was thinking 14.
Let's do 14, man. Let's deal with it. We in Revelation chapter 14 and verse 1, man.
Ready for the what?
Revelation chapter 14 and 1. We still in it. The note's still going. The pen and the pad is still here, man. Damn 575 people. They watch 24 hours, man. Going strong through the mercy and spirit and power and grace of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach, who has allowed us and endowed us with the spirit to be able to do this live stream. Most High willing brothers are getting edified, sisters are getting edified, and most High willing the word is having free course, man. Let's deal with it. Revelation 14 and 1.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having his father's name written in their forehead.
Who's the lamb? Let's go to 1 Peter 1 and 19.
Right.
The lamb is Yahweh Shah. It's not talking about an anamorph, then a half little lamb. It's a literal King of Kings and a Lord of Lords. Shalom. Yahweh Shah. Let's get that 1 Peter 1 and 19.
1 Peter chapter 1 and verse number 19. But with the precious blood of Hamashiach, as of a lamb without blemish and without spot.
See that? That's Yahweh Shah. Let's go to John 1 and 29. He's the offering. That's why he's the lamb. He was offered up as a lamb, a docile, not a peaceable animal, but he's coming back as a lion. That's how the Lord is doing it, man. You think the Lord coming back like a lamb? He's coming back like this. The Lord not coming back like that, man.
Right.
The Lord coming back with swords and fire, man.
Right.
Let's get that real quick. John 1:29.
St. John chapter 1 and verse number 29. The next day, John seeth Yahushua coming unto him and said, Behold the Lamb of Yahweh.
Be what?
Behold the Lamb of Yahweh, which taketh away the sin of the world.
That's Yahushua. Behold the Lamb of Yahweh, which taketh away the sins of the world. So John saw Yahushua, man, on Mount Zion, and he saw with him, 144,000. Let's go to Revelation chapter 7. Who are the 144,000? That's prejudice. Because you will find out that it's only Israel. How did the Lord love everybody? He didn't do 12,000 Edomites, 12,000 Moabites, 12,000 the children of Gomer, 12,000 children of Ashkenaz, and 12,000 the children of Cush, man. That seems pretty racist to me, man. That's favoritism, right? Revelation chapter 7, what we want? 3, 4, come.
Revelation chapter 7 verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Right?
Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000.
What the Lord say?
Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000.
Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000, right?
Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher.
Of the what?
Of the tribe of Asher.
Got Asher in the building, man. Of the tribe of Asher
were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali.
Of the what?
Of the tribe of Naphtali.
Got Naphtali in the building, man. Of the tribe of Naphtali
were sealed 12,000.
Right?
Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000.
Right?
Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000.
Those are your 144,000. From Judah all the way down to Benjamin, 144,000. These are the 144,000 dudes ready to watch the basketball game.
Right.
Or 144,000 dudes who are into Forex and now they have a seminar. Right? Or 144,000 dudes that know how to dribble. No, these are 144, everything straight?
Who's dropping Infinity? Because I'm locked in.
Okay, I got you.
Come.
He moved for me.
144,000 men of the Most High, man.
Right.
Of every tribe that fears the Lord, the elect men, huh? Right? Let's go back to that in Revelation 14. It's like, and it says, having in his father's names written in their foreheads. Now, your forehead represents what? Your mind. Your mind. That's your forehead, your mind. So, is that literally, did the Lord perform a lobotomy, some type of surgery, and write their name? Let's get a forehead precept. Let's go to
Ezekiel 9:3.
Let's get it. Right? Father's name written in your foreheads, meaning what? The Most High's law, statutes, commandments, the spirit, his image, the knowledge, the understanding on a high level is given to these men. That's written in their foreheads. That word written is graphos, which means it's graved in, but it's not literal. So let's get that.
All right, come. Right? It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So set a mark, right? That's not a literal mark. That's a spiritual mark, meaning, hey, look, these guys are exempt from the judgment and the penalty of death. Why? Because they fear the Most High and they're worried about the Most High and the oppression of their people. Man. Their mind is right. So when I begin to judge the people, these guys have been marked to be exempt from the punishment. Man. And that's similar to Revelation 14. These men have the Most High's name, even the Son's name written in their foreheads. Man. Right? Meaning that's all that they think about. That's all that they live for. The Lord said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Man. So if you got the Father's name always in your forehead, you're going to move in the image of the Heavenly Father. You're going to be holy because he's holy. Right? You're going to be perfect because he's perfect. You're going to walk in his steps without sin because he walked without sin. Right? It's not just a literal name. Oh, I know the name Yahweh. The name Yahweh shot. You got a lot of people that know the name of the Lord, man. and they going to hell off. Right? So it's deeper than that. We can read on in Revelation 14:2.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 2. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps.
And who's the voice of great waters? Yahushua, the Lamb that we just read about. Read on.
And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
And we know that's not an actual song.
Right.
Right. Let's get St. Matthew 11 and I believe 13.
Matthew chapter.
And the brothers, we're playing the song right now, man. This is the song. It's not that's not the song, man. The song is this word. And you kind of getting down with the song. Like when the old Osley brothers, you start tapping your foot. What the hell? You look at your foot like, why are you tapping? Right? Then you kind of start nodding. Because you get into that thing, man. You may not want to, but your body, you kind of just get into it. That's how it is with this truth, man. You just start getting into it. Whatever you was doing in the world, now do Deuteronomy 28. Start tapping your foot. Get down with it, man. And some brothers even learn the lyrics, man.
Yeah.
They love the song so much. They know the lyrics. They keep it on repeat. They join the damn band, right? And they rehearse this thing and they give it to the rest of the people, right? So this song is this wisdom, this knowledge and understanding, right? You got the song of fools and you got the song of the Most High. Let's get that. Baba Kashar. I believe that's Matthew 11. If I'm not coming.
It's the book of St. Matthew, chapter 11 and verse number 13. For all the prophets and the law prophesied until John, and if ye will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come.
Right.
He that has ears to hear, let him hear. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the markets and calling unto their pharaohs and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented.
What does that mean? We have piped unto you, right? Meaning we're singing a song, man. And you're supposed to dance, man. Hey, a brother make a hit record, and he put it on, and we're gonna start getting with it, man. We're gonna start doing what we have to do, man. We're piping into the people, and they're supposed to be dancing. A lot of people don't like this soundtrack. They rather hear the song of fools,
right?
Or they rather get down to the beat or the beat to the drum of this society, right? And walk to the step of folly. This is the best song ever created, man. And only the 144,000 know this song. Yeah, appreciate that. Come, bring it up.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 15 and verse 1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Lord, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Lord, for he have triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider had he thrown into the sea. Right, verse 8, 4 and 4 months, they sang of the destruction, they sang of the prophecies, they sang of salvation, man. They sang the words of the Lord, man. Right, what you think that the book of Psalms is about, man? Right, hey, stop reading the book of Psalms, right, like an Edomite. The Lord is my salvation. No, hey, our foremost and foremost, we're really singing that,
right,
man. Right. We're literally crying out, up to the third heaven, man. Right. These were actual songs and being sung right by the men and women of our people. Right.
Bring it out.
Psalms chapter 72, verse 22. I will also praise thee with the psaltery, even thy truth, O my God. Unto thee will I sing with the harp. O thou Holy One of Israel, my lips shall greatly rejoice when I sing unto thee, and my soul which thou hast redeemed.
Brother came with the precepts, man. Right. And we got the harp right now.
Right.
I don't see the harp. I thought the harp was tall. You guys aren't that tall. Hey, we playing the harp. We kind of sitting down, plucking the strings. And then he playing, he doing the damn, what's that, the trombone, And he doing the damn Questlove. Hey, he in this thing, man. Right? At the line back there, you on the bass. the doom, 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 doom. Got the brother in the shy, he kind of doing the thing on the keyboard. Right, doing this damn thing, man.
The brother on the clarinet.
Yeah, the brother on the clarinet.
The brother on the violin. The strings.
Brother on the tambourine.
Yeah, right. This thing.
You see that? Hey, got the elder back there on the damn xylophone. Right there. Doing this, man. Hey, that's the song, man.
That's right.
That's the song of the Lord, man. If it was an actual song, where's the sheet of? Don't they have the sheets of music?
Right.
You got the do, re, mi. It's not an actual song, man. You got the whole note. They got to take a half rest. You got a quarter note. You can speak up the tempo. It's not an actual song. It's this knowledge, man.
Right.
I mean, anybody can get it, man. It's like a break in your house and steal the sheet of music and mass produce it, man.
Right.
I was gonna say burn it on the CD, but they don't do that no more, man. Damn, do stuff with it, man. So we can go back to you have something else?
No,
All right, let's go back to Revelation 14.
Come on. Revelation 14:4. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto Yahweh and to the Lamb.
Hey, man, we broke that down earlier. We went into the virgins and we went into the women, right? What are the virgins, King? Not defiled. And what's the woman, King? Doctrines and philosophies. All right, we can read on.
Come. Right? Verse number 5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of Yahweh.
Hey, you see that? In their mouth, let's go to Psalms chapter 32:1. And their mouth was found no guile, man. Yeah, see it, and they flesh might be corruptible, but they're sincere, man. The one thing about the 144,000, they're going to be sincere, right? They may not be the tallest man, they may not be the strongest man, they may go off, but their spirits have been perfected by the offering of the Lord. Let's get that. I got precept back.
Psalm chapter 32 and verse 1. Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered.
Right, go on.
Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile.
And the Lord said, the man is blessed because his spirit has no guile. Our flesh has guile. Your mind playing tricks on you. Your flesh is corruptible. 1 minute you in pain, the next minute you happy. The 1 minute you going off. The Lord wants the brother whose spirit has no guile. The Lord isn't going to charge that man with sin. He said, blessed is the man to whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity. There are 144,000 men, and no matter how wicked we are, the Lord said these men have no guile. Because we're wicked, man. We brought that out early. We drink iniquity like water. And the grain of evil seed was sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, man. And iniquity shall abound, and we're weak of stature, and we're born out of a woman. But the Lord said, these men, not these men. These men are justified, man. They have no fault. So, you know, your flesh is weak, but it's about the spirit. It's about the effort. It's about the election, right? I got one more real quick. Hebrews 12 and 23. Right?
Look at Hebrews chapter 12 and verse number 23. Hebrews 12 and 23. To the general assembly and church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to Yahweh, the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect.
The spirits of just men made perfect. Hey, no matter how much you work out, what kind of diet you got going, I'm on a keto diet. I'm on a low-carb diet. Okay, I work out 3 times a week. Okay, I eat fish and bananas. Hey, that don't make you perfect, man. Right. Your spirit has to be perfect. But do you really believe? Are you constantly begging for mercy? Right? Are you praying that the Most High has mercy on your brothers? What is your spirit like when nobody's around? Huh? Right? Are you proud? Are you in this thing just to be seen of men? Right? The 144,000, the Lord said they don't have no God. And that's a lot of men. It's like a damn bigger than a football stadium. Huh? That's a lot of men. Even though in a grand scheme it's not a lot, but when you think about it, that's a lot of faces to look at, man. But in the history of all man, that's like less than a drop.
Yeah, that's just a part of it.
Yeah, that's just a drop, and a 1/3 is a lot. So that's really not that much, man. And then remember, it's only 12,000 at each tribe. Yeah, that's
Just a cluster, man.
Yeah, just a cluster, man, up the vineyard, man. Right? So we can go back to Revelation 14. Okay, Sluggy.
Real quick. This is Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 13. Zephaniah 3 and 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Right? So we're not, well, it's like the elect, right? The remnant of the Lord, the remnant of Israel, they're not going to do any iniquity. Right? Like we brought the precept about, the Lord's not going to impute them any iniquity. Right. Now we all in these bodies, but at the end of the day, the Lord's going to blot out the transgressions of the elect. And that's just what it is.
Right? Revelation 14 and verse number 6. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear Yahweh and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of her wrath of her fornication.
Hey, and Babylon the Great is going to fall, man. Right. You're going to have the angel fly out, and you're going to hear that in the Hebrew, man. It's going to be loud, and it's not going to whisper in your ear. No, man, you're going to get beamed up. You're going to hear it. The earth going to quake. The sky's going to be dark, and you're going to feel the presence of the Lord. You're going to feel, you know how you're in the spirit, you feel the Lord, you kind of in this thing. You're going to literally feel the Lord, man. And you might feel him kind of before you get there, man. Like before a storm comes, and you can kind of feel the storm. You can smell the rain. The damn hair is kind of standing up. The electric static and the damn lightning kind of touching the goosebumps, man. The cat jumping out the bag. All hell breaking loose, man. That's how it's going to be before this day of the Lord, man. You're going to feel the Lord. You got it, King.
The book of Zephaniah to the 1 and verse number 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasted greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. So the Lord said, man, the mighty man, he's going to be crying bitterly, man. He's not going to have no damn harness, no guns, no straps. He's not going to have no damn place to hide. All of the mighty men of the earth, they're going to be crying bitterly. And the Lord said, man, Egypt shall be like a woman, man. Right. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 16. Be like a woman. The woman don't know. They ripping out their damn hair, right? And did not the Lord say 7 women shall cleave to 1 man in the last days? Hey, that would be like the equivalent of Babylon trying to reach for some protection, man. Ain't no protection, man. The Lord coming with hell, fire, and vengeance. Read it on. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. That's physical too, man. That's right. It's physically going to feel like outside, man. Ain't going to look like nothing. It's going to be dark. You're going to feel the cloud. Hey, man, when I had a dream, and I know brothers had a dream, when I seen Yahweh shine the sky in my dream, man, it was dark. It was gloomy. He was riding on a horse, right, man? He was big. He took up the whole sky. He had this long sickle in his hand, and he was like this. Like he was about to smite it to the earth, man. He was riding on his horse, and then out of nowhere, you see all the angels following behind him. It was damn gray. Then the damn clouds started turning black. Then all hell broke loose, man. And that's how the day of the Lord going to be. Like the brothers are going out to read the book of literally in Matthew, the 16th chapter, and you can discern the times of the size. You see it's about to rain by seeing the gray clouds. You can see it's about to set. You see the Lord painting the sky. And you know you can kind of feel what's going on. The rain. You can know it's about to be a storm. You can know, you on a deeper level, you can kind of see what time it is by looking at the sun. Like, we'll look like it's about 5 o'clock, about 5:36. Right? You're not going to be too far off. You can discern. So literally, the Lord is going to have all of these elements having breaking hell on the earth. Reading on, verse 16. A day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. So in that day when the Lord blow that last trumpet, all hell gonna break loose. That third part is going to be utterly destroyed, and the Lord is going to come down and utterly smite the city. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And that's plain, man. It's going to be a lot of men that got fringes on looking to get beamed up, and they've been walking blind this whole time because they didn't put the light, meaning the commandments first, that guide them to the kingdom, man. They trusted in themselves. It was modern day Pharisees, man. They put on their garments, they put on all of these chiefly things, but they didn't put on the elect, man. Reading on. Because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither shall silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make it even speedily riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So the Lord's going to utterly destroy and wipe out the 10th part of man.
That's right. That's right. Bring it out.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 21, and verse number 7. And it reads, and it shall be when they say unto thee, wherefore seest thou that thou shalt answer for the tidings, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all the hands shall be feeble, and every spirit shall faint, and all the knees shall be weak as water, man. So when the Lord, it comes back, man, with all great power and great authority, man, right? Like how the brother was going into earlier, man, through a spirit, man. Hey, men, the mightiest men, they're going to faint, man. They're going to damn pass out, man. Hey, they're going to see the Lord, the sky crack open, man. They're going to damn use the bathroom on themselves, man. Right, pass out feces and stuff, man. Right, hey, all hell going to break loose, man. It says, behold, it cometh and shall be brought to pass, saith the Lord Yahweh. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished, man. So the Lord has a sword up in the third heaven, man, getting furbished, getting sharpened, right, every single day, right? Examine it, man, and looking for any spots, any blemishes, any cracks, any crevices, and keep sharpening it every single day, man, right? And so when the Lord get inside the crate, it's to thrust in that sickle, man. A man is going to get utterly cut down, man. And the Lord is going to cut through, man, right? Like warm butter in that day, man. All right?
Hey, you can't get around that, man. Let's go back to Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse number 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
See that? If you get down with this society and are getting down with the system and following the politics and the religion and getting the damn things inside of you and conforming to the ways of the world and denying Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, you're going to be destroyed by fire and brimstone, man. You're going to drink of the wine of the wrath of God. And it's not diluted. That's what it means, it's poured out without mixture, man. Right? The Lord is not sugarcoating the destruction for you. You're going to get the full deal, man. You're going to get the straight shot, no chaser, like they say, man. The Lord not going to give you the destruction, then kind of chase it with a little bit of salvation. Here go a little bit of wine in my wrath. Here go a little bit of chariots right after. No, the Lord not chasing the damn destruction with you, man. You're going to get the straight, that damn bitter. You're going to do the damn thing from March. Then you're going to drop dead, man. Right? And that wine is not literal, man. That's spiritual wine, which is the fire and the wrath and the brimstone. You know? Let's go on.
Right, come. Right, verse number 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints,
Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of Yahweh.
And that's what this thing is about, man. It's about keeping the commandments and having the faith, man. And the commandments is more than just growing your beard out, not eating pork, keeping the Sabbath day, growing your fringes out, not getting tattoos, and not them shaving your head, man. You got to love your brother. You got to give alms. You got to go out in the highways and byways. You got to magnify the name of the Lord. You got to shake their hand. You got to pray for them. You have many commandments in the Bible, man. You have many commandments in the scriptures. So you have to have the commandments, but why do you keep the commandments? Because you believe. We're only doing teaching because we believe. If we didn't believe, we'd be back in the world somewhere, huh? Right. The only reason we do the work because the Lord inspires us. Pursuant to Job 32, there's an inspiration of a man. It's like it says, there's a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth them understanding. So you have to be inspired by, and that word inspired means to breathe breath into you. So you have to have the breath breathe into you to do the will of the Most High. Right? And once you're doing the will of the Most High, that's the testament of your faith. That shows your faith. Right? Then James, that's in James, the 2nd chapter, 2 and 14 on down. Show me your faith without your works, and I will show you my faith by my works, man. Show me your faith by your works, man. Right? That's the Lord want to see the faith by your works, not just I'm an Israelite. You sing your bio, you posted it on Facebook, you damn telling everybody on Twitter. What about your works in the eyes of the Lord, man? You know? Let's read on.
Revelation 14 and 13.
And
I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them.
And that happens all the time. You die, the angel bring all of your works right after you, man. How else are you going to get judged in the third heaven unless your works are brought up following you, man? You die, your spirit go up, and an angel has all of your works and say, here's Most High, here's his account of what he did on the earth, man. And the Lord said, blessed are the dead, man, which die in the Lord from henceforth. Because now you can rest from your labors when you're dead. As long as you're alive in this corruptible body, you always have to labor, man. That's Ecclesiastes, the 1st chapter, 1 and 3 on down. Man is not satisfied with seeing, man. Nor is ear with hearing. We always have to labor and always have to put in work. The only time you can rest from your labor is in the spirit world, man. Waiting to get the Most High form of your body to be resurrected, man. Right? Let's read on. We're going to finish this chapter. Right?
Verse number 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle.
That's Mashiach Yahushua, man. Right? Coming with the sharp sickle to thresh, man. If you don't know what a sickle is, it's like a scythe. Got the little handle, got the curved blade.
Pull it up.
Let's pull it up, man. The Grim Reaper, man. We done went into it before, man. We're going to pull it up again, man. Jake, I don't know what a scythe is, but I don't care about looking it up. Right? I just want to wear my fringes. It's more than that, man. We'll type in a Grim Reaper. We'll type in a sickle. Right? I just want to wear my fringes and listen to truth music. Right? Brother, it's more than that, man. All you do is ask for truth music with your fringes on. You're not looking, this is a sickle. And Yahushua is going to, I'm led to believe it might be gold. It might just be an all gold sickle, man. He's not having this rusty, nasty sickle from the used section of Home Depot. Right? He's going to have a pure, I believe it could be a pure gold. It might be black. Yeah, it could be, it might be a spirit. It might just extend like a spirit, man. You might like press a thing and it's kind of like lightning. You see the lightning around it or something like that, man. And he got like his name on it, the Hebrew. Yahushua, King of Kings. Yeah, it might be something you've never seen, man. He might.
Hey, they showed you that in a new movie, damn, Candyman, right there. I don't want to spoil the movie, but brother didn't see it, but basically it's going to Yahushua at the end. He's literally getting and slicing and dicing all Edomites at the end, man.
See that?
That's literally what the whole movie's about. He's resurrected. He gets shot.
That's what Jake said was
They got that matrix called the resurrection too, man.
Lord,
that resurrection spirit is heavy on the earth, man. All right, let's close this chapter. By the time we done this chapter, man. Hey, man, you know. We'll read it. Let's read it straight through, man.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse number 15. And another angel came out of the temple,
crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud voice
to him that had the sharp sickle,
saying, thrust in thy sharp sickle, and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth, and he gathered the vine of the earth, and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of Yahweh. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horses' bridle, by the space of 1,600 furlongs. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. That's a mean chapter, man. The spirit hopped up the one to kind of go into the chapter, man. Right?
That's the spirit. And it's literally a clock, right? Of going into this thing. It's 2 minutes left for the 24 hours, man. 24 hours through the spirit, man. We're in this thing, man. All the way to the Alba to your shot.
All praise, right?
All praise to the Most High.
And all you brothers and all you sisters that stayed on watching, getting edified, taking notes, enduring the pain, afflicting your soul, enduring the suffering, Most High willing, we all receive a worthy reward, man. All praise to the Most High. Right? This thing's about endurance, man. So call Lord Yahweh Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushua, man. You got a precept?
I got a closing precept. And this is what it's all about right here, man. Brothers got to apt themselves to keep this precept right in a mentality forever, man. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse number 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And you got to endure unto the end. All the turmoil, all the pain, all the tribulation, all the demons, all the exile, all the fights, all the tumults, all the uprises, all the pain, and you got to endure this thing, man.
Right.
You got to stay up 24 hours if you have to, man. You got to teach till your voice go out. You got to drive for hours if you have to.
That's right.
You got to teach for hours if you have to, man. You got to sit in the classroom for hours if you have to, man. Anything to magnify the name of the Lord, and you got to do it, man. We're living in the last days. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
Right, come, right? Let's go to the mighty book, man, right? Of 1 Corinthians, man, right? Chapter 9 and verse number 24, man, right? Because this is a mighty race, man, and being ran, man, right? And you got to make sure you're getting yourself a spiritual safe, man, right? Making sure you're reading, making sure you're fasting, you're praying, right? You're getting yourself built up, man, right? A marathon runners, right? They don't just wake up, right? And also track runners, man. Just them get up, right? And then say, well, hey, I'm gonna go run. Right? Hey, no, man. It takes training. It takes prepping, man. It takes work, hard work, late nights, man. Right? Early mornings, getting up, man. Hey, putting in the grind and putting in the work for the Lord, man. Right? This First Corinthians chapter 9 and verse number 24. It says, right? Actually, and I'm gonna start at verse number 23. It says, "And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you," man. Right? Say all things brothers are doing, man, are for the gospel's sake, man. Right? Not for damn vanity, right? Vainglory, right? To be damn seen of men, man. Right? To say, oh, look at us, man. And we damn did something that no man in Israel ever did, man. Hey, no, man. Everything is for the gospel's sake, man. For the magnifying of Yahweh Shah, man. Right? And for the ministry's sake, man. Right? It says, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that ye may obtain, right? Right, and brothers got to endure and run this race, man. Right, and this damn marathon, right? This damn running these laps, man. And these things don't end, man, until Yahweh Shai it cracks open the sky, man. Right, it delivers you, man. It gives you that crown of life, man, and says, well done, my faithful and true servant, right? Right?
Servants, right?
Right. So, so brothers and sisters, man, right? And make sure you stand diligent, man. Right? You stand steadfast, right? You enduring in the spirit, man. Right? And continue to run this race until the Lord comes back, right? And deliver us, man, out of this wicked captivity, man. But
This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 9. St. Luke, chapter 21, and I'm going to verse 36. It says, watch ye therefore and pray always. So not just while you fasting.
Right.
Pray always, man. The Lord said pray without ceasing. The Lord said, watch ye therefore and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. So Lord willing, everyone in this room, everyone that's tuned in, right? Lord willing, you praying, you watching, so that you can be accounted worthy to stand before Yahushua.
Real fast. It said these things shall come to pass, man. Right? That it might, or the Lord it don't know. These things are going to come to pass, man. Right? You guys truly believe in the words of the Lord, man, and have faith, man. Right? Not being slothful, not being lazy, and not being lukewarm. Right. And being steadfast, being diligent, man, and being on fire for a Mashak Yahushua. All right.
And I'm going to get the closing precept. This St. John chapter 12 and verse 28. Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. And that's what this thing is about. It's about asking the Most High to glorify his name. And wrath and mercy and destruction and in hope and prophecy and bloodshed and all manner of mighty works of our Creator and our King and our God and the Most High Yahweh. Ba'ashima Mashiach Omalak Yahushua. We moving in the spirit of Yahushua, saying, Father, glorify thy name. And what did the Most High say? Look, I have glorified it and I will glorify it again. But with that, Brother Naquan,
Brother Tazwan goodbye.
Brother Riot.
Brother Kasadian.
In the class, brother. In the class.
Right in the class.
And the brothers that endured in the temptations, man. Right? Most High, when he was edified, you had a mighty day of atonement. Kwam Yasha! Shalom!
Shalom!